Yeah, I think it picked up. I think it picked up. Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to the Thursday episode of Can the Brothas Get a Rap Podcast. This is episode 39, bro. We on episode 39. Like, this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's moving so fast, you know what I'm saying? But we're gonna continue to give y'all this great content. Yo, I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. I'm joined with my brother from another mother, the other host of the show, co-host of the show, my brother Santana. Say something to the people.
What's goody, y'all? Like the bro said, 39 episodes in. Again, it's a blessing to keep doing this. We're just gonna keep giving you this work. We got a whole bunch of shit to talk about. Shit been getting live every day, so it's a lot of shit to chop up about. So we're gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying?
That is a fact, yo. A quick shout out to the chat. The chat in here thick. Shout out, you already know our day ones, man. Our day ones are so loyal. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna name a few just to keep it at a few. Shout out to Rowan 12, Rowan Jack, Terry in the building, Terry Heatman in the building. Shout out to those day ones, man. So you already know it's nothing but Uber, Mojo Love. So let's get to it. Got the sheet. Yeah, yeah. All right, so first question of the night and popular opinions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. The motto, the label motto is create, document, and inspire. You could go on the Instagram right now and stay in tune to the latest releases and merchandise. All right, first question. Best Biggie Smalls song on this list. Number one, Juicy. Number two, Big Papa. Number three, Warning. Four, One More Chance. Again, let us know what y'all think in the chat.
Shit. My best Big Papa song ain't even on the list, but just to go with the list, I'm gonna have to say Juicy, son.
Juicy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
Juicy. That
Yeah.
shit was bubbling all over when that shit dropped. So I'm gonna go with Juicy on this one.
Yeah, they going with Big Papa in the chat. All these songs is top tier, upper echelon fire. Cause you could get funky with these joints at the party. You know what I'm saying? So all these the only joint you not dancing to at the party on this list is Warning. You know what I'm saying? Warning, but you could listen to Warning everywhere else. It's a fire. It's still a fire song. Me personally, I'm also going to say Juicy. I agree with you, Juicy. I even had a song idea based on that version of Juicy. Um, Based on that song on Juicy that Biggie Smalls did. So I was inspired to do a song of my version of Juicy, and it's on one of my albums. It's actually on my Ready to Live album. So if you haven't heard it, go check that out. But I'm gonna say Juicy as well. The rest of the world,
Get jiggy with it.
yo, they are stupid. All right, so the rest of the world, they went with One More Chance at 33%. I'm not mad at that though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that. One More Chance is top tier, upper echelon fire. You know what I'm saying? That's top shelf. You know what I'm saying? Everything top shelf. You know what I'm saying? When you go to the bar, they're like, yeah, I want that cheap stuff. I want it. I want what's on the top shelf. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
fact. Give me what's up there. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I mean? That's the real McCoy joint. You know what I'm saying? So I bet. So that was dope. Yo, chat is buzzing. They funny. They going in with the jokes. They got jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes. All right. So moving on to the second question. Best Eddie Griffin movie on this list. Best Eddie Griffin movie. The comedian Eddie Griffin. Number one, The Walking Dead. Number two, Undercover Brother. Number three, Foolish. Number four, Double Take.
Uh, Undercover Brother was fucking hilarious, son.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit was funny as shit. I'm going with Undercover Brother.
Outside, like, so what was your favorite scene in Undercover Brother? If you
When
have,
when he tapped the white girl, and
Uh
then he go back in the office, and the shorty was like, "Oh, he had sex with a white girl."
huh.
Everybody come to was like, "Yo, how was it? How was it?" And the one white dude was like, "Yeah, welcome, welcome to the club." Yo, that shit had me rolling, son.
Yo, yo, funny as hell. Yo, they buzzing to get in the chat. They buzzing to get in the chat. I'm gonna go with The Walking Dead. I think The Walking Dead was his best movie. It's an army film, and he's his accounts, and I think it was the Vietnam War. I think they was depicting, and I thought that was his best movie. Personally, me personally, that was a fire movie, and it's very underrated. Might I add? Um, what are they saying in the chat? They go with Undercover Brother with Neil Patrick Harris. Shout out to Neil Patrick Harris. He played, I think, like the first child star to have like an adult show because he had the what was that show called? It was a classic show too. Something MD
Oh, you talking
with
about Doogie? No, not
Doogie
Doogie.
Howser. Doogie
Yeah, it
Howser.
was Doogie Howser. Yeah.
Doogie Howser. He was a doctor and he was only like 12 or 13 or something like popping. And then it was
That
funny
shit was ill, son.
because as the show got older, right? So he was like 16. So his mom's was like, yeah, like you need to like you can't spend all your money. He like, I'm a doctor though. Like who the hell are you to tell me like if I can spend my bread or not? She was like, yo, if you want to continue to live here. So he like, I've been a doctor for a little minute. I'm gonna go get me a little spot jump. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
ain't nothing. Like I'll go give me a little spot. I'm gonna need you to co-sign something because I'm only 16, but still, like I
I could
gotta,
pay the rent. Don't even worry. Don't even
you know what I'm
trip.
saying? So shout out to Doogie Howser, Neil Patrick Harris for that. That is dope. So yeah, so the rest of the world, they went with Undercover Brother at 44%. They went with Undercover Brother at 44%. I'm not mad at that. It was a funny movie, y'all. Like, and I think, dare I say, classic.
It definitely is a classic of most of his movies and stuff. Definitely was a classic for sure. But I
I
never seen the other joint though, Walking Dead. You was talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
Nah,
that's
peep that one.
yeah, that's fire. It got Alan Payne in there. Uh, the dude that played in Terminator 2, he played like Miles Geisen, the dude that was like in charge of like
Oh, the robotic engineer dude.
yeah, he's a legend in the game too. His name is escaping me right now. He's from like a different world. He's in a whole bunch of stuff, but he's definitely a legend in the game. So yeah. I bet. So moving on. Uh if you was a college recruiter, right? If you was a college recruiter and all of these players was in high school going into college, who are you recruiting as your quarterback? Number one, Michael Vick. Number two, Vince Young. Number three, Cam Newton. Number four, Lamar Jackson. They saying Terry Crews. Cheeseburger Eddie. That's your boy Cheeseburger Eddie from
Oh, oh, you guys cheeseburgers.
he tackling catching 15-yard inseam routes with cheeseburgers all in his midsection. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just pulling them out the thigh pad. Like, that's crazy.
Shit, I'm going with Michael Vick, son.
And you going with Nvic?
I'm going with Michael Vick, son.
Tell everybody why. Who y'all going with in the chat?
Bro, when he played at Virginia Tech, son, it was unstoppable, kid. Yo, he was doing shit that Vince Young, all these other cats was doing later on because of Michael Vick, son.
Yeah.
This nigga made like Virginia Tech popping, son.
Yeah. That's a fact.
He
That's a
made them niggas lit, and he was there like when he was like in sixth, seventh grade. You know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
And pure speed. And when he threw that ball, pause, Man, that shit was going like 90 yards easy, and he just like it was just like a flick of the wrist type
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Little to no effort, son. I'm going with Mike Vick, son. That's a fact.
Yo, do you remember the commercial that he used to have when he was in the prime of his career? He was in a stadium and he'll throw the ball, and then the ball went actually like over like the stadium itself. You remember?
Nah,
Yeah, like he'll throw the ball from inside the stadium and it will go like outside of the stadium, like it would just be lost.
I remember the one commercial he had where it was the Michael Vick experience.
Yeah, oh, that was fire.
Yo,
That,
that was the
the-
dopest commercial ever, son.
yeah, that was like a roller coaster ride.
That
Yeah,
shit was
that was lit.
ill, son.
Yeah, that was lit. Um, yo, all these quarterbacks were great, man. Like Cam Newton did it in the style. Lamar Jackson. When I seen him, like the first game I seen Lamar Jackson play, they was playing against Syracuse, and because we, went to school near Syracuse, so I'm watching the game, and he gets a bootleg, he running, and he jumps over the dude whole body. I'm like, yo, who is this dude? But I'm gonna have to go with Michael Vick, my damn self, bro. Like Michael Vick was special. Like I got film from Michael Vick when he was in college. I still got my like Michael Vick Virginia Tech college football jersey, bro. This dude was special, kid. Like he was running like 250 yards and throwing for like 250 yards all in one game.
Facts.
It was
Cooked
crazy.
the whole defense, son.
It was crazy. Keenan Allen to the Bears. Why? Oh, for real? Wow, that's crazy. Keenan Allen to the Bears. Wow. See, now if the Bears, not to get off subject, now if the Bears were smart, they would trade that pick back, keep Fields, draft Marvin Harrison Jr., and if you got Marvin Harrison Jr. and you got Keenan Allen, and gain another pick, and you already got Fields, man, you cooking with some serious grease in Chicago, but who knows?
Chicago.
Who knows? We'll get into into the football a little bit later, but that would be crazy. But I'm definitely going with Michael Vick myself. They going with Michael Vick in the chat as well. The rest of the world, they went with Lamar Jackson at 31%. Not mad at you. Can't be mad
Still
at no.
not mad.
Yeah,
Still
and
not mad at that. You know what I'm saying?
and I don't think nobody did it as swaggy as Michael Vick. But when it comes to winning, nobody did it on a bigger stage than Vince Young. Like granted, Cam Newton won the national championship too, and he went undefeated. But the fact that Vince Young took that Texas team and beat a USC team that didn't lose like 38 games, 39 games in a row with Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart. They had Liddell White. They had a whole bunch of receivers at that time. They had, I don't know if y'all remember Mike Williams, who was like 6'6", 230. And it was like they had like a run on receivers after that. They had like 5 or 6 receivers after Mike Williams that was drafted like number one in the first round, and it was like top tier guys in the NFL for a long time. So shout out to Vince Young for that as well. All right, moving on. What they saying in the chat? They going crazy in the chat. Ash, let's see them tats. Funny. Michael Vick should have been drafted by the Georgia Bulldogs. Yeah, you can't get drafted by the Georgia Bulldogs, but I get it. Uh, why I look like Damian Priest? You're funny. You're funny, but he got a tough song though. He's a classic. Shout out to the Eater of Worlds. Shout out to the Eater of Worlds. All right, so moving on to the next question. Best HBO show on this list. Number one, The Deuce. Number two, Broadwalk. Number three, Eastbound and Down. And number four, The Watcher.
The Watcher. The fuck show was that?
The Watchers with what's her name? Regina King.
Oh,
Regina,
Watchers. It only had one season. That doesn't even count.
it's on the list.
They bugging. That shit got only one season, son. That's all the rest of the other seasons you mentioned got like 3 or more seasons. You know what I'm saying?
But that show was very impactful. I don't know if you was really in tune to that show. That show was
It
very
was, but it was only one season. So it can't be top tier. It only had one season. It was lit the Watchmen the one season, but I'm going with what you said. You said Broadwalk Empire, the
and
dude
and Eastbound
Eastbound Down, nah, and Watchmen. I'm going with Broadwalk Empire.
and for Euphoria. Euphoria is not on the list. Euphoria, like so. You say you're going with the. You said what? The Broadwalk.
Yeah, I'm
Broadwalk.
going with Broadwalk.
Yeah, Broadwalk Empire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bangs on all these shows. I really like Eastbound and Down the first season, but it seemed like after the first season, it nosedived for me. The Watcher was very impactful. I remember the Watcher; it was very impactful. But overall, I'm gonna go with the Deuce. I'm gonna go with the Deuce. The Deuce kind of nosedived a little bit in the second season, but that first season was so top tier, so high level, and it was really talking about a time that like it was a time that we're not far removed from. Like when people think of like the 80s, the 90s, the 70s, we're not that far removed from that. We're not. Like think how fast mostly everybody in here is adults. So think how fast the last 20 years have gone, right? So if we go back 20 years ago, we're back in the early 2000s, right? 20 years after before that, we're back in the early 80s, and it just time is just moving. So it like that show for me really resonate just watching it as well. The rest of the world, they went with the Boardwalk at 40%. Uh Yo, Ash, are you Jewish? I'm not Jewish. I my roots with people who are melanated are Jews.
You cooking too hot. That's a lot of sauce in the pot for them, son.
People who are Jewish, that's not it's not the foundation. But I get what you're saying because I know what you're getting at with the Jew bangs, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's why my hair naturally curly. You see that? It naturally curls. I can't do nothing about it. It's naturally curly. But that's a whole nother subject. Like when was 200 years ago? It's like lifetime. Facts, facts. So that's a whole nother subject. But yeah. Moving on to Hollywood needs to ask us. You want to go first?
I need a Larry Hoover movie.
A Larry Hoover? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely want to see that. Born in November 30th, 1950. He's 73 years old right now. He's doing 6 consecutive life terms in ADX Florence.
That's
But
crazy.
he was a former mobster and gang kingpin, founder of the Chicago Street Gang, the Gangster Disciples. I definitely need a biopic of Larry Hoover. I want to see what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody to authentically do it. Like I've seen documentaries, but I would love to see a movie based on the documentary because there's a lot of information out there, news reports, news clippings, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I want
Mm-hmm.
to see like his early life, how he became who he became, what caused him to go to that trajectory to start the Gangster Disciples. What was the uh, founding reasons for it? Because I know it deteriorated to what it is now. That's not how it actually started. So I'd love to see that, and then eventually what culminated to him to get all these like consecutive terms. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely love to see a director to really flush out the man Larry Hoover, who he really is, and not the so much so the myth of Larry Hoover, like the man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So definitely love to see a dope biopic of Larry Hoover.
Okay. Okay. And for those who are new to the channel and to the podcast, Hollywood need to ask us as a segment that we thought about, because there's a lot of trash movies that they putting out, and Hollywood need to ask the consumer on what we need to see on a big screen. If you go to the movie theater right now, it's probably is a movie that there's no movie in there that you want to see. So that's where the segment has came about. So yeah, Terry Crews should not be in that movie. That's a fact. I do agree with that one, Roman Jack. He should not be in that movie. Jeffrey Epstein needs to be in a movie. Needs to be a movie that I not joking about that. I think that would be a movie that people need to see only if they're going to be truthful about it, because so much facts already came out about Jeffrey Epstein, but there's a lot of unknowns that we don't know about Jeffrey Epstein. So I think that would be a movie that people would watch in droves. Shout out to Sam Mason. Bo Jackson movie could be dope. Bo Jackson movie would
I'll
be
be
fire.
fire.
That
I'll
would
be
be fire. I would like to see that. I would actually like to see a series of Bo Jackson and not just a movie, me personally. Because his career was very short lived in the NFL, but his, you know, he was kind of like bigger than the sport, if that makes sense. Pause. Where it was like the Bo Nose brand, and you know what I'm saying. So I think not just the sport world, but outside of that, a live action, Baby's Kids. Yeah, I've seen a trailer of the live action of the Baby's Kids that they're trying to make it, but I hope they don't. I think that's too hard to do. They're actually trying to make a live action. You remember the movie Baby's Kids?
classic.
Yeah, they trying to make it that a live action. I've seen that on YouTube. All right, so for me, my movie that I would love to see, I want to see a no limit documentary movie, a docu movie. I would love to see that. I don't think they did a documentary on the No Limit as far as Master P and the No Limit Soldiers and their music and their rise to the music world. But I want to see a movie. I want to see a movie. I think like without Master P, people don't give Master P his flowers like they supposed to. Without Master P, we wouldn't be we wouldn't be in the place that we're in on the music business side of the game when it comes to rappers and artists in general. The person that was really in charge of their business before long before everybody else was Michael Jackson. Master P, when he was coming up, he thought of a way to get tapped into Michael Jackson's lawyer. And he paid like Michael Jackson lawyer something for like $25,000 just for a sit down on what he needs to do and how to get his business in order. And from there, he took more of an independent mindset and became more of a licensor of the music when it comes to the distribution, when it comes to the music or commercials, taking the business side to a whole nother level. And not to mention, he was just doing ultra fly shit with his team. Like everybody that got signed on his team got a house, a whip, a Rolex, a chain, and $1 million.
Can't beat that. Where do I sign?
You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about you getting all that in Louisiana in what the 90s, early 2000s when the housing market was popping. Where it's just too
Yeah.
much.
You getting a whole mansion, 6-bedroom mansion in Louisiana for like 250,000. You know what I'm saying? Back then.
Come on.
Probably less. I'll say 180 to like 250. You know what I'm saying?
And if you want that upper echelon mansion, let's say like 355, 360.
That comes with the Lake Varnell in the back. You know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? Catfish delicious. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Don't even have to drive no more. Got the Mercedes limo. You know what I'm saying? Mercedes limo. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he took the business side to a whole nother level. Even when he signed Snoop, like I was listening to what was the their main song or whatever, and it showcased like the foundation artists. When he had Fiend, Mia X, Silk the Shaka, and Mystical, and then he brings on uh uh Snoop Dogg, and it's like about like 8 or 9 other artists that I really wasn't in tune with, but they was on the label and moving and shaking. So we gotta see a No Limit movie through Master P hustle and movement, taking the music business and the music to a whole nother level. Even his art covers was different and popping. Like, Master P got to get his flowers. I want to see a No Limit movie. So that's my, Hollywood need to ask us. All right, moving on. Make sure y'all go to patreon.com/ Can the Brothas Get a Rap Podcast. Again, patreon.com. Can the Brothas Get a Rap Podcast. And you could tap it into some merchandise. So make sure you tap in right now. Remember when they did West Coast Bad Boys? I don't remember that. I don't remember. I remember when they did. I remember when they tried to do Death Row East, or they did do Death Row East, but I don't remember West Coast Bad Boys. I don't remember that.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, so moving on to our must see segment where we have must see movies, must hear music, must see show. You want to go first?
Yo, chat, you already know it's always a theme. This one is I've done somewhat similar to this one. This theme I'm about to mention now, it's CIA inspired, but it's tiers and levels to it, right? So each movie have a specific CIA theme. So the first movie I'm going with is The International. So the CIA aspect of it is the banking cartels that run the money through that run the money and how they use the money to funnel different wars and different people
Got
in different cartels and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Fire movie. The International is a dope movie. Came out in 2009. It stars Clive Owen, Naomi Watts, Erlich Thompson, Armin Mulron Stahl, Patrick Badali, and Eric Singer. It's about this Interpol agent who stumbles on somewhat like you could say an algorithm in the banking world, and he starts following this banking cartel, and you start to see how these banking cartel upper echelon. I'm not talking about your bank teller at Chase. I'm talking about the upper echelon niggas that run Chase through different subsidiary companies and stuff like that. So fire movie. And keep you suspenseful through and through. Like the movie is dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the next movie is called The Man from Uncle, basically showcasing how a part of the CIA spy network started. You know what I'm saying? So this movie came out in 2015. I like this movie. It was like somewhat of a James Bond s type of movie with espionage and spies and shit like that. So it had a dope concept. Fire movie stars Army Hammer, Henry Cavill, sorry, Alicia Van Conder, Elizabeth Debicki, Hugh Grant, Lucretia Calavani, and Mariana Di Martina. Fire movie. Cinematography on this movie was dope. The costume designs was fire. They were in the 60s, so they was kind of authentic to the 60s clothing, and it was just a dope movie. Dope movie. Definitely gotta check it out. And this last one, it's called The Men Who Stare at Goats. So this part of the CIA aspect is the experimentation that the CIA did. So this one specifically showcases how the CIA proved that there is a spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? There is another world. You could call it the spiritual world, the other world, the astral world. And there's a CIA I forget the I forget the name of the project, but it was already declassified. They already proved that this world exists. You know what I'm saying? So this movie showcases that. Again, it's called The Men Who Stare at Goats. Came out in 2009. Stars George Clooney, uh, Ewan McGregor, Jeff Bridges, Kevin Spacey, Robert Patrick, Stephen Lang, and Nick Offerman.
Mm-hmm.
Fire movie. Definitely got thrown on the rug because of the imagery and stuff like that. Just gotta go see the movie to see what they're talking about. So the CIA inspired movies are The International, Man from Uncle, and The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Yeah, now that's a dope list. I've never seen the men that stare at goats, but I'm gonna tap into that. I'm gonna tap into that. That look dope. They got the dude from I looked it up with Jeff Bridges and the dude from Terminator 2 that played the T-1000.
Yeah, Robert Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna tap into that. I'm gonna tap into that. Yo, that was a dope list. Yo, tonight I realized I got a theme, and I wasn't trying to make a theme, y'all. I kid you. Like I don't try to be like my brother. I really try to continue to freestyle, but my mode and my motivation is to name movies that I feel like y'all never heard of, and they've been in your face the whole time. So, but for some reason, this one actor kept being in the movies I'm picking. So, y'all hear it, you'll see. All right, so first movie that is a must see, John Q. You'll be surprised how many people have not seen the movie John Q. Came out in 2002. One of my favorite movies of all time. This movie is so damn good. It stars Denzel Washington, Robert Duvall, Kimberly Elise, Daniel E. Smith, Anna Hitch, James Woods, Ray Liotta, Eddie Griffin, and the legendary Oba Babatundi. Fire movie is about a family, regular family, working class family. Son gets sick and he needs a new heart, and you gotta see the rest of the movie. It's a fire movie. I won't tell y'all if y'all have never seen it. It's a classic. Make sure y'all tap into this movie. Again, it's called John Q. Second movie on my list, Mississippi Masala. Mississippi
Fire.
Masala was directed by Maura Neer. Came out in 1992. Again, I told y'all, it is what it is.
Just happened. You know what I'm saying? It just happened that way.
You know what I'm saying? Stars Denzel Washington, also Sarita Kohori, Charles S. Dutton, Joe Seneca, and Tico Wells. Poppin' movie, poppin' movie. It's about an Indian family that was in Uganda, and he was forced to leave Uganda because at that time when the General El Amin took over, if you was an African, you had to go. If you don't go, you will get bodied. So this family migrated all through, just kept going to different places, and they ended up in Mississippi. As their daughter gets older, 16 years go by. Now she's a grown woman. She meets a young Denzel Washington, young dude running his own business, and you gotta see the rest of the movie. It's
Into
a
his baggy, you know what I'm saying?
yo
In
dope,
Mississippi.
dope movie, y'all. Dope movie.
Classic. It's a
You
classic film.
you see the jubilation on my brother's face. Pause. Like
Classic. I gotta see that one.
it's a dope movie. If you never heard it, it's called Mississippi Masala. All right, third movie. Again, it is what it is. I don't know why I thought of these movies, but it is what it is. Mighty Joe Quinn. Quinn came out in 1989. It was directed by Carl Sinkel. Stars Denzel Washington, Robert Townsend, Shirley Ralph, Emmett Walsh, Tyra Farrell. Y'all know Tyra Farrell for playing Sidney Dean's wife in White Men Can't Jump, and the legendary Esther Roll. A dope fire movie about a Jamaican cop trying to hold it down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
His man's in them get in trouble, and he's looking for him to keep him safe. And you gotta see the rest of the movie. So make sure y'all tap into Mighty Joe Quinn, Mississippi Masala, and John Q. Must see movies.
Fire,
What you
fire
think
list.
that tearjerker? Yeah, John Q could get a manly tear, that single tear, especially if you got kids and you put yourself in that situation.
Oh yeah, you gonna it's here gonna come out. You know what I'm saying?
It's
It's gonna drop.
it's going to drop because especially if you have kids, and us as men, we'll do anything for our children. And that movie hits different because the extent of what he had to do to save his son's life is something that it changes your world. Like that's a movie, right? But in itself, God forbid if our children was in a situation and us as parents is doing everything that we can do to save our child's life. It was just it was it's yeah. So you might get that one single manly tear like y'all got the AC on up in here. Somebody cutting onions. Like it's gonna be one of those situations. Uh so make sure y'all go tap into that anyway. All right, so I got three must hear albums. Must hear albums. All right, first album by the artist Movado. Artist Movado album called Gangster for Life, The Symphony of David Brooks. Top tier album came out in 2007. Make sure y'all go listen to that Movado album. Second must hear album by the rapper Mystical came out in 1995. Mind of Mystical. Fire album. Some of y'all say I don't give the South not enough love on this list. This is the top
Getting love
tier
right now.
fire album. All right. So I moving on. Must hear my third must hear album, R&B album by Tammy Rivera. The album Fate came out in 2018. Y'all probably most known her as Waka Flocka's wife, but she is a really good artist. She is dope as an artist, great vocals, and the songs are fire. So make sure y'all tap into Tammy Rivera Fate album that came out in 2018. So that's Tammy Rivera Fate album, Mystical Mind of Mystical, and Movado Gangster for Life, the Symphony of David Brooks. You got a classic show for us?
Definitely a classic show. Y'all gotta see this one. It's a dope show. Came out on Stars. It's called Da Vinci's Demons.
Mm,
Fire ass show. Had 3 seasons. It came out in 2013. It was basically about basically a historical portrayal of Leonardo da Vinci, the famous artist, his early life, his early upbringing in Italy and stuff like that. Fire series. It dope. You gotta check it out. Stars Tom Riley, Laura Haddock, Blake Ridston, uh, Laura Pover, Greg Chillen, Elliot Cowan, Urs Vojas, Hera Hilner, Coralina Guerrera, James Faulkner, what's the last name? Kira Bew and Tom Bate. Like I said, fire showcases. Of course, it's embellished, but it definitely showcased a lot of Da Vinci's early life and how Italy was in the early stages of his life and how he shaped the politics of Italy and Milan and all that stuff. Venice, dope series. You gotta check it out. It's on Stars, so you could check it out anytime. Gotta see it. And if y'all do check it out, we'll talk about it. But it's called Da Vinci's Demons.
fire, fire. All right, so I got more so it's not a classic, but it is a must see though. It is a must see show. It's funny. And this is after like the Family Matters. This is actually Jalil's White really second big show. It was only on for one season, but it was actually funny. Like when I sat back and watched the old episodes of this, this was actually a funny show. This was called Grown Ups. Came out in 1999 with Lil White, Dave Ruby, Marissa Rupsi, Bumper Robinson, and Tammy Townsend. Also, there's like a cameo of Gabrielle Union in this one as well.
Hmm.
Dope show. It was actually some people say that it was slight, but it was actually a funny show. So make sure y'all tap into Grown Ups. Y'all could, I think it's on Tubi. Tubi, Tubi got the Tubi, yo,
They license game is lit, son.
yeah, so make sure y'all go tap into the show Grown Ups. It is a must see. Obviously, it's not a classic, only been on for one season, but it is a must see. Surprisingly funny. All right, moving on. It's time to rap, y'all. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you can get classic movies, shows, and documentaries, as well as originals. All right, first thing. All right. Now, the House of Congress passes a bill that will ban TikTok if the Chinese owners don't sell the app. What do you think about that?
Who the hell they gonna sell it to?
It don't they don't care who they sell it to, but they got to sell it to somebody that's or an American company.
Yeah, that makes more sense because you gonna sell it to us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Right.
um, it's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Because whatchamacallit, Universal Music Group just took off all their songs off
Yeah.
TikTok. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's like shit real wacky for real. They saying that, oh, because it's a Chinese company, they're siphoning all our metadata and getting all the information and da 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 da. But Facebook, Instagram do that anyway. So,
Hmm.
oh, because it's China, y'all don't want to do it. As long as it's America's taking all our information, it's cool. But if China do it, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the real reason why you don't want people to use it? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They're not really showcasing, telling that for real. The spin is, oh, it's a foreign national and we have issues with China. No, y'all got issues with China. I don't got no issues with China. Y'all got issues with China. You know what I'm saying? And what is the real issue? It's really because they want to take over Taiwan, which is where all the most important electrical parts for cell phones is being manufactured. So you want to keep that area open, but that's y'all issue. You know what I'm saying? That's not our issue. Y'all trying to make it seem like it's our issue, but it's the politicians who got their hands in those pots. That's their issue. So now you want to make it seem like it's an issue and a problem for us. Like it's really not. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But now that you took away all the music that people want to use to make their TikTok lick, all right, now it's like, what's the issue? The issue is, you can attest to this. With Sony Music Group taking away the music, you know what I'm saying? Now the artists can't really eat because TikTok ain't paying Sony Music Group for the music. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So they're not getting they cut out of all the music that's being used on the little TikTok dances and all that other stuff.
Well, artists wasn't getting paid off of TikTok anyway. Like TikTok itself was it has a different distribution. So your music couldn't be up on TikTok, but like for example, if my music is up on TikTok, right? But people in our country can't use my music to put in their video. I have to go through another distribution company to make it available. But there's been plenty of TikToks of people in other countries using my song or songs.
Mm-hmm.
So like so that whole thing is not even a real issue. But the bigger issue is now that they forcing the sale. So what is the end game for us? That's what I want to know. What is the true end game? Because if you're taking that, or people like, so if y'all taking that off, then what else are we gonna have? We already got a whole bunch of different apps. We don't TikTok. If they get rid of TikTok, is not going to end the world as far as being able to get your stuff out. But it is an avenue for independent people like myself, you, and others to get our, our message out, our show out, our music out. It is an avenue, but it's not end all be all. And to be quite frank with you, you had some artists that blew up on TikTok, right? But it was mainly the sound. It wasn't the whole song. So the artist that was able to navigate through solely through TikTok has been able to eat, but now they're gonna have to go to another avenue. It's just that this like our content for some reason doesn't hit all platforms the same way, and it really depends on your style of your content.
Mhm.
So it is what it is. There's going to be something else that's going to open up that you're going to be able to eat on. We had Vine. We had several different places that we could go to and go crazy. People should be up on fan base. I'm surprised I don't see the presence up on fan base more than it is now. And fan base is a dope construct to get on. So it's something that people need to do, and it it it, it makes me wonder what is the end game for us. What
So
is the
you gonna make me delete it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's already on my phone.
right? But they say within the 6 months it's a wrap. The whole it's not even going to be available unless they sell. So it's going to be an interesting 6 months moving forward because the bill is already passed. It's a done deal, and the only way they would again change it is if they was to sell the company off to an American company. All right, moving on because time to wrap it. It's thick. Pause. All right. Um, a woman lose both her feet after being pushed by her boyfriend onto a NYC track onto the NYC. New York City has deployed national, the national security as far as like as nighttime watchmen to keep it safe, but we still having crazy, acts of violence in the New York subway station.
Mm-hmm.
Lady lose both her legs or both her feet after being pushed due to an altercation between her and her boyfriend. What do you think about that?
Well, you can't really somewhat stop the violence on the trains, but you can at least stop people from falling on the tracks by create hiring more workers to create dividers. You know what I'm saying? So you can't fall on the track. So when the train comes, the as the doors open up, the doors from the dividers open up as well. They have it in all these other countries. You know what I'm saying? America act like they can't get the technology from somebody else and just revamp it, swoosh it up, mix it up, and bring it over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the train systems is old and dilapidated anyway. Y'all niggas need to hire people. Y'all got migrants coming to America, so put them niggas to work. You know what I'm saying? Build the dividers at least to keep people from falling the trains. It's sad that that happened, but just because you got the National Guard, they ain't gonna stop nothing.
Mm-hmm.
New York is the king of finessery. Niggas gonna find ways in all types of ways to finesse shit. You know what I'm saying? If it's not benefiting people, they gonna find a way to finesse it. Like, niggas been hopping train style since I was young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Since we was young. Niggas been doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Way before we was even thought of, bro. You know what I'm
Been
saying?
doing that. You know what I'm saying? Once somebody opened that emergency gate, by the turnstiles, that
Yeah,
somebody go through that way,
yeah,
niggas gonna slide right in
yeah,
and be gentlemen and hold the door for the next person. Like, I got you, come through behind me and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it's sad that that happened to the young lady. That's fucked up. Um, I'm just mad that my city just going through this debauchery. Like I remember a time when in the early 2000s you could catch a good nap on the train and be high. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
Now you gotta keep your head on the swivel. You can't even close your eyes for a second. You fool.
More than like 9 times out of 10, you are going to go to sleep on the train, and come to find out that they is something in the AC vents, or the AC vents is at a certain temperature purposely to make people go to sleep on the NYC train to keep the violence down. If you ever like really peep, if like people that have never been to New York City, right? People that live in New York City know what I'm about to say. If you're on a New York City train for more than 8 stops, you will get slumped over like this and just be riding because of the air that's hitting you. Like, and you would think like as volatile a place in New York City is, you won't sleep through all that. The only way you won't nod off is if you standing up, holding yourself up. Other than that, if you get one of them seats like at the end, you know what I'm saying? Like them end seats,
We're gonna take a little snooze, you know what I'm saying? A little cat nap, you know what I'm
in,
saying?
any seat by the door, you're gonna be like this after eight stops. So it's and it's designed like that on purpose. But it's very unfortunate that, again, like you said, like this young lady, loses her feet, and and of course they looking for the boyfriend. They can't find him because they want to bring him up on domestic violence charges and aggravated assault. I don't.
Almost attempt. You should hit him with attempted murder. You know what I'm saying?
Depending on how the whole thing escalated, is whether they go and give him attempted murder or not. So, who knows? That's going to be interesting. Uh, moving on. Uh, ladies, don't be mad at me, but should should women should there be women coaches in the NFL?
You asking me?
Yes.
Fuck no.
Okay, so
All right, that's a hell to the no. No.
there's about 7 active women position coach coaches in the NFL right now, and some of the some of the men have felt slighted out those positions when they're obviously more qualified. And somebody will say, "Well, what's more qualified? Somebody that actually played men's football on
Yeah.
that in the NFL, have coached, but they would opt to hire like one particular lady. She played women's professional football, but she coached women's basketball. But they hired her as the running back coach on the Redskins. So you're saying to me that she's more qualified than somebody who played the game and who has coached just as long in the same NFL or college? Like, what can she teach? Like, we used to play football, so there's never been a female coach or a woman coach that could teach me how to throw 65 yards down the field, or how to juke a nigga in the A gap at a pristine moment of the game. I'm not dissing women, but y'all don't have a place in the NFL game. Y'all have a place in the women's league at coaching, but not the NFL game. Me personally, I don't believe that.
That's a hell no. I'm sorry. I'm not listening to no woman telling me how to be, because I play corner and free safety. So I'm not listening to a woman to tell me how to play corner and free safety. Like, what credentials do you have to tell me how to play the game to get me to my utmost ability? That's like saying we have a choice of learning from Deion Sanders, right?
Hmm.
Top tier upper echelon player that played the game at a high level for many years versus a woman. Nah, son.
Hmm.
So you mean to tell me if Ray Lewis want to teach you how to play middle linebacker, you're not gonna hire Ray Lewis because you're gonna hire this woman? to teach middle linebackers how to be middle linebackers? Come on, what are we doing here? Like, what are we talking about here? I'm pretty sure in the Redskins organization, she is not the only say or be all for the running back coach position. Can't be, son. She's there, but she ain't the only running back coach, my nigga. Let's be real. You laugh. Tell me not, son. I don't know, but tell me, there's no way she's the only running back coach.
If you look on that list of coaches right now, her name is the only running back coach right now.
Redskins is never winning no chip. I'm sorry.
It's still the beginning of the season, so they probably could still hire another assistant running back coach. But again, me as a former running back, a former quarterback, I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
So fuck it. So since she gonna be the running back coach, just hire a dude to be the cheerleader coach then.
Bro, see.
You know what I'm saying?
See, I was watching a Redskin game last year, and I happened to see this lady coach the running backs, and then I happened to see a male cheerleader. Not because the male it's not a stretch that guys are cheerleaders to be at the bottom of the pyramid. There are male cheerleaders, right? But this particular male cheerleader on the Washington organization, he was in a dress and doing the same things that the other women was doing. So what is the end goal? Like, why not have him as a male cheerleader? But like, in college, it's the guys at the end of the pyramid. They help with the wild flips because they strong enough to throw the girls in the air, whatever. Cool. But he was in a dress, you know, doing his thing or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I don't understand what Washington is doing. Like the cheerleaders at the game is supposed to be eye candy for the men that come to the game. So I don't understand having a man dressed like that cheering. Like, what is the end game for that? I just don't get that.
Right.
I just that. So yeah. They said, "Ash, explain your tattoo." Yeah, nah.
Yeah, that don't make no sense. Like that's a diversity hire. Like, in all honesty, I don't like women can't tell me nothing about football. So you can't tell me anything about football. I'm sorry. I don't care. You don't have the credentials. You cannot play the sport. Period. You can't.
And you wouldn't even understand what it to play against a dude. You wouldn't even understand what it is to play against a dude. You
Especially a dude that's running 4-3, trying to hit your whole face off, coming at you full speed. What you gonna tell me about that? Do you know how to take that hit? Pause and be able to keep your balance and still move forward? No. Like, get out of here, son. Like, this is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, so this is going on heavily in the NFL right now. All right, moving on. The former housewife, well, more so former girlfriend, Drea. She's pregnant by NBA star Jalen Green. It's been going crazy because Jalen Green is, I think, like 22, 23, and Drea is about 37, 38, and she's pregnant with his baby. What do you think about that?
I mean, she still look good. You know what I'm
She do,
saying?
she do.
Still look good. But if it was the other way around, it would be a whole bunch of hootenanny. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of, oh, he's preying on a young girl, and that, even though 22 is not young, you're an adult.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
why women mentality, I don't get it, because once you're 18, you're an adult. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
can't you could vote, you could join the army, but all of a sudden you can't make decisions for your life and shit. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Man, so If it was the other way around and it was a male and 22-year-old female, it'll be a whole issue. But because it's Drea, she's 39, and she capping for the rest of these women think that they gonna have that same opportunity. No. Unfortunately for the guy, it's just like, bro, like I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're young, you got this nice older Joan, she's fine. It makes sense. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's like she playing you, boy. She playing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have came up yet again.
And at 39, I'm not trying to diss her. She's had some, long term relationships, but never really married. For a woman to be, around that age and been having sex, at least, we're gonna be nice. Let's say she started at 17. Let's be nice. From 17 to 39, that's a lot of bodies. So, hey, but this story is interesting because this story has a lot of like it has a lot of moving pieces. So with Jalen Green in itself, do this debunks the theory that he was homosexual or is homosexual or is bisexual, because just as early as last year, the story has circulated with him and one of his former teammates when they was
Oh, that was him in the locker room doing real flagrant fugazi
yeah,
snap.
had dude on the bed, and yeah, that's him.
Um, yeah, I didn't know that was him.
Did that change the narrative of that, or because he's having a baby, and because of the woman?
mm, not really. Only because it's the woman you chose, her status in life, who she is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just showcases it's not a good choice. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not a good choice. She got a son as old as him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole family dynamic is just crazy. Well, I just hope the you know what I mean the baby comes out. She has a great birth, has a you know what I mean healthy child. But at the same time, it's like I forgot about that video. That's to me like that's wow. You lay with a nigga like that for you to even do some shit like that. For, forget about it getting out. Like you in the action in the moment. What was going through your mind, brother?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
was you thinking about, blood?
Yeah.
Like we meant, son. We you know what I'm saying? We've been played football together. We've been in locker rooms together. Then he's changing. We not doing that, son.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even in the locker room, you know what I'm saying? There's times like, yo, bro, cover up, son. Like, what you
Yeah.
doing? Like,
We
get your
we
towel. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing?
we've never seen each other, and we never will see each other. You feel what I'm saying? And we was in the locker room together, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
There's
And when we played football, dudes are in the shower, toweled up. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to be in the shower. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's not how we don't even play like that. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
it's this new age fluidity and being fluid. I don't even know what none of that goofiness means. We ain't grow up with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
That's my style. You're not gonna make me accept that shit. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not accepting this gender fluid thing because you're a man. You're a man. You're gonna stand on yours, and that's not manly.
mm-hmm.
You
The chat is funny.
big hands like yo. That's wild, crazy. You know what I'm saying.
The chat is funny. Do not put your winky in anything from Cali. Uh, there is a big difference between between some grab ass and that, and do we do a lot of gay stuff in the army, but we are not gay. Uh, we're in the Navy. We have standards. Oh man.
That's crazy. But again, like I said, hopefully they have a great, healthy birth. Congratulations to the child. But she preyed on that man. You know what I'm saying? And he fell for it. And it's just another sucker gone.
And
And
And like I said, this thing has tentacles, bro. So, one of my favorite characters on in the Power Universe, Marvin, that the actor, I believe his name is London Brown. He plays Uncle Marvin. He had came out and said, "Man, we still talking about Drea. Everybody done." He said, "All of us. She done gave all of us head." So now she responded. She responded, "Sir, I've never met you. I don't know why you speaking on my name this way." I'm paraphrasing. But God bless you and whatever you got going on. Um, then you hear Nick Young, the former NBA player Nick Young, speaking to former NBA player Gilbert Arenas, ages 0, and Nick Young is saying, "Man, you know, she got stories." And Nick Young alludes to a time when Gilbert Arenas supposedly had Drea in the backseat, topping him off, while Nick Young is in the front seat. Like, just so I just thought
Yeah,
that.
NBA is weird. So I mean, no, the entertainment industry as a whole, because NBA, NFL, they all fall in that category. A lot of these cats is weird, son. A lot of these cats is just, I don't know, son. I don't know what they like. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm?
Like, I don't know what's going on, kid. Like, you ain't bring no, you ain't bring no female for your man's. So what he doing in the front seat? He
Well,
watching it? Like, what's going on? He
well, they,
driving? Like,
they didn't specify whether there was another woman, but Nick Young is just saying, regardless if there's another woman in the car or not, he know for a fact that when Drea was dealing with Gilbert Arenas, in this particular instance, she was topping him off in the back seat, going crazy while he was in the front seat.
I could tell he ain't have no woman because he was too busy knowing what was going on back there. Because if you had a woman, you wouldn't give a fuck what Gilbert doing. You know what I'm saying? You focus on you getting some top too, right?
True, true, but I mean, you can get top and know that your man's is getting top behind you too.
Yeah, but the way he described it, he was
Like he
it,
was, it's
it was way too detailed.
like he was
You know
watching.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
Like
he was.
it, because the what he said that threw me off was like, oh, because Gilbert Arenas was getting topped by, you know what I'm saying, Shorty, it changed his life. How the fuck does that happen? How does another man getting fellatio change your life? That's how I know you ain't have no biddy in the front seat. You know what I'm saying, doing your do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And what the hell you doing in the car anyway? Like, are you driving the car? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm
is
saying.
it parked up? Like,
That's what I'm saying. He didn't specify all that. He
see,
didn't
you can't
specify
leave details like that out because it leaves for you to look sus. Because
because.
if you was driving, okay, you can't pull over and get out. Now, if
Uh-huh.
you was parked up, oh, I'm gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go over here. Y'all do y'all thing. What you was waiting for next? I don't know. It just
I
seems it's just crazy.
they all When the story dropped about Drea, Nick Young was like, "Yo, this is crazy." Like, I remember back when, basically when you was dealing with her and he was talking to Gilbert Arenas, and Gilbert started smiling. He was like, "Yeah, when she was in the back seat taking care of you," and could, but he didn't specify whether he was driving. He had a shorty with him. They was both getting rocked while they was in the car. He didn't specify that. So
I'm
I,
just saying because if the story would have been like, yo, I remember we had the two biddies, you had your joint, I had my joint. We was, you know what I'm saying, getting our rocks off. It wasn't like that. So that's
they,
how I know for one, you ain't have no bid, you ain't have no biddy. And for two, you was watching another man get fellatio and it changed your life. I don't know how that happens. That's real, I don't know. That's some NBA shit. I don't know. And then for three, like it just is it's in pure distaste because you're not dealing with the shorty no more. So why bring it up? You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for her son, kid. Y'all bringing up all these stories and it's like,
I feel sorry for the son too. But at the same time, that's still self accountability. You know what I'm saying? If you out here, your shit will come up at some point. So when ladies, because I'm not calling this lady a hoe. I don't know her. All I know of Drea is that she still looks good. Um, that's all I know of her, and that she's an actor as well. I've seen her like in a couple movies, right? But there's a lot of women that's out here that's talking about their whole stage. They in their whole stage, but you have children at home, and they growing up in the internet world. If you have kids, especially if you have sons, and you a lady that's a woman about town, you can't control what men is saying about you or not saying about you. Can't control that. We live in a completely different time and era.
They just now coming out with a documentary about Freaknik. You know what I'm saying? And that was in the 90s.
That's going that you talk about the world shaking on that.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
imagine if social media was around that time.
Crazy.
A lot of you women that's like politicians and chief of police would not be in your position right now. You know what I'm saying?
It'll be like that scene in the Best Man. I believe it was either the second one or the third one where they should merch because the girl became his wife. That's a stripper. So they show it was one time she was like she went into this room and gave a guy a top or whatever. And he was like, "Yo, what's that about?" She was like, "Yo, I was really going through something before I met you." Da 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 da. This is like in the second Best Man or the third one where they had a tape of her getting top, and this is why they went and worked with merch because they got the tape of his, wife who was into education, into books, but she has a past of being a stripper and being a woman of the night. So so again, when women are going through these stages and you got kids at home and they turn out to be young men or whatever, there's a level of accountability that you have to deal with. I do feel bad for the young man as well because no young man wants their mother to be on the mouth of several men who are like ingrained in history in some sort of way.
And again, she like you said, you got to take accountability because you could be paused in the mouth of several men, but the way you carry yourself, you know what I'm saying, will reflect on how the men speak about you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're carrying yourself up here, there's no way they're gonna disrespect you. I'm like, yeah, I remember I was talking to your mom. She was a great person. You know what I'm saying? We had great times together. Stuff didn't work out, but she's still an amazing woman. No,
Mm-hmm.
they talking about your mom in some crazy fashion only
Mm-hmm.
because she didn't hold herself up here. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's accountability on her part. And a lot of women just fail to accept accountability, son.
Mm-hmm.
That's one flaw in them that is like you could see in their eyes, in their demeanor, and how they move when you hit them with that logic, and you just see the error message on their forehead. It's just not coming together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. In the chat, they're asking why does a whole stage have to be a thing? It honestly,
Ask them, women.
right. And that's what I was like. Actually, like you would have to ask. You would actually have to ask them. But for us as men, you would think that a woman wouldn't even want a whole stage. You know what I'm saying? Like you would think that. You know what I mean? But if you gonna go crazy on sex, do it with one or two guys. Go crazy. Go crazy. Because there's no man that's gonna meet a woman anywhere from 20 and older is like she's going to have some sort of past, and the least amount of partners she's had, the more freaky the sex have been. And that I actually believe that if a woman has a whole lot of partners, she doesn't had a whole lot of experience. But if the least amount of people that she deal with, she's have done a whole bunch of stuff with that same one person. You know what I'm saying? So like we just know the game of that. Um, so yeah, that's why I say that story had a whole lot of tentacles because it was a lot of layers of disrespect. do the narrative change for Drea, do the narrative change for Jalen Green. So I just thought that was very interesting in that regard when it comes to the with Drea and Jalen Green. All right, moving on. And now they think it's cool. Yet, before we move on, yet a lot of women think it's cool. Like if you go on places like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and you see like the guys that do like the street interviews, and they be like, "How many partners you have?" or whatever, and girls be on there like, "Yeah, I done have 50 partners," and the girl could be like 26, 27. And it was like, yo, you got 50 partners and you 26, 27. Like, yo, what? Like, that's crazy. Shout out to Johnny Cash in the building.
Shout
Um,
out.
so it's like it's like damn, like that's wild. That's wild. And see, for men, when we meet a woman where she's at. So what that means is if we meet a woman somewhere and she seems nice, she has a nice deposition about her, she seems like she's, she works, she come home, she's boring, she chills, she had a couple relationships, so we think in our mind she may not have had a whole lot of bodies, but she could have just got smutted out yesterday and we would not know it. Because for men, when we meet a woman where she's at, our first thought process on who she is that. We don't think of the skeletons in her closet, and we don't think of the past relationships of that woman that she could have had.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there's a lot of women out here that think that whole phase, that whole thing is a cool thing. They really believe that, well, if you can do it, I can do it too. You can't do it. The reason why you can't do it, ladies, is because men, we value women that we want to take serious, that don't have 1,000 partners, that don't have 100 partners, that don't have 50 partners. The least amount of partners you have, the higher a man holds you in value. So you can't do the same. Equal is not identical. Now for women it's different, because if a man don't get bitches, y'all don't think he can handle you, because most women think they need a man to handle them. So if a guy doesn't look like he get chicks or get approached, you're not going to be attracted to a dude that don't get chicks. So it's not the same thing, ladies. So
Facts.
them church women demon on that bed. Church church women too, bro. Church I've had I tell you not. I kid you not. I have been to church and a woman get up from the pew as she's walking towards the bathroom area, drops her number in my lap like that with the perfect precision. Drops the number while I'm trying to get my hallelujah on. You feel me? Like while,
Oh man,
while I'm trying to get myself right and see the light. You know what I'm saying?
yo, the church girls was always the easiest ones, man. Like, see, that's why it happens when you grow up in Queens and in New York. You just you just know certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna put a woman through a certain type of test, and depending on how she answers and depending on how she moves, that's your barometer of knowing like where she at in her whole phase. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying I do this with every female, but in the back of my mind, I'm already instantly thinking you a hoe until you prove me not.
Right.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
Well,
in reverse, a man doesn't want a woman that has mad bodies. That doesn't attract me at all. Like,
right.
because what I'm gonna do with a woman that got 73 bodies, other than being 74?
Right.
I can't do nothing with you. You know what I'm saying?
And depending on how she look, whether it's going to determine or not whether you're going to be 74.
Exactly. Because I could be like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or I
Mm-hmm.
could be like, yeah, it's gonna be a one night for this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
One
facts.
night, one round. That's it.
Most women don't even understand when we meet a woman, we categorize. we categorize. I'm tearing the word up right now, but I can't even say it. We categorize you very quickly, and if you seem like you're, again, based on where we meet you, we're going to treat you based on how you carry it. So if you carry yourself right, then we're going to treat you with the possibility on building with you. But if you act like a hoe, you're going to get treated like a hoe. And it's just that simple. It's not cute, ladies. If you meet a new guy and you like him and you say something like, "Oh my God, I'm such a hoe." Like, I've heard that from women. I I'm not going to say this woman's name, but it was a woman. I don't even remember her name, to be honest with you. It was a woman I had just finished smashing, taking her home. She says to me as we walk up to her door, "I feel like such a hoe." I'm like, it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going to hold you. You know, you know, most of my dealings was on the first date. So don't feel no type of way. You know what I mean? I'm like, we good. She's like, "No, it's not that. Like, I slept with this other guy earlier and now I sleep with you." It's like, I feel like such a hub. Oh my God. And in my mind, I'm like, she just nailed the coffin. Like, I'm not calling you no more. Like, you look, she was bad. Like, she was super bad. But all your points, all that is done. Like, I don't even want to deal with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even want to hit it no more. So, ladies.
I gotta stop, son. The man that you want is not gonna want you. You're gonna end up dealing with a man that you don't even want. The man that you settle for is not the man that you actually want. Because the man that you really want, he got way more options. And why would he choose you? You
Mm-hmm.
gotta think about that, ladies. The power is not in your hands if you giving up the box so easily. Remember, y'all have access to sex. Men have access to relationships. We the ones that make you credible. We the ones that make you valid. You know what I'm saying? So if you giving out the box crazy, why would I make you valid? Why would I make you up an upstanding citizens by marrying you and dealing with you and giving you that relationship? Why? Why would I do that?
And to add to your point real quick, ladies, you don't like a man's ego. No man wants to wife a woman where basically the town knows her better side. Is nothing worse than for a man to roll somewhere with a woman and a group of dudes be like, "Yo, he wiped her. I done had it. You done had it. My cousin done had it. Our other boy done had it." Like, it's like, damn, he kissing her in her mouth.
Uh, imagine the movie John Q, like you mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the movie, Denzel Washington's character, his wife. Imagine that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the movie. You think he would do all that extra shit knowing his wife was out here sloring?
Hell no. Hell no. Even though it's for his son, but still,
You
like,
still, because remember, she's sloring, so now he got a question, is this even my seed?
right.
Because why am I going to die for y'all if you giving it up for everybody? What's the point?
Mm-hmm. And see, the thing that most women don't understand, when we speak, we want y'all. We want y'all. We love y'all. We need y'all. Right? But if you want to get chose, these are the parameters. No man wants to choose a hoe. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. A man would rather wife a woman that's on a scale of 1 to 10, a 5, would as holds it down, do her part, has amazing box, but she's a 5 in the face. Instead of wifing a 10 in the face, but everybody done hit that thing.
She ain't even a 10 no more.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, become what that particular man wants, so that way you can get chose. And being a whore won't happen. What do you
Yo,
do
the chat is going crazy.
when she farts? That's nasty as hell. She ain't my girl no more. She ain't my girl. If she fought in my face while I'm eating it out, she ain't my girl no more. Ashes melanated Andrew Tate.
Ah, ah, nah. We don't,
uh,
man. We keep it play over here.
row it 12, bro, women nowadays, uh, be proud of where their body count to wear their body count on their chest like a badge. That's very true, and this is why we're in the state that we're in today, where we don't have as many people dating. We have more people smashing, but less people dating.
And
Less
that,
dating.
again, that's on women. That's y'all fault. Y'all lowered the bar so low that why would I marry y'all when I could get it, you know what I'm saying, too easy? Y'all did that. Men ain't gonna complain. If y'all raise the bar, guess what men gonna do? They're gonna meet you at the bar that you raised. You lower the bar, guess what men gonna do? They're gonna meet you at the bar that you lowered. Point blank, period. Men are not out here forcing themselves on you because there's laws against that. Niggas ain't trying to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all making it easier for us, then fuck it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do.
And there's a thing now with most women. It's so weird. Like when I don't want to make it seem like we're the old guys in the room, but it felt like when we was in high school, the girl that you like or show that you liked her, she gonna give you some rhythm. She gonna be like, "Oh, where he like me? Oh, all right, I'm gonna give him some rhythm and then mess with him, right?" But there's a thing where if you don't like this woman, the more she likes you. That's the thing. So it's funny that we're in that age, and when I realized that earlier when we was younger, like yo, when I don't show interest in women, when I act like a jerk, like a complete jerk, the more they chase my ass. Anytime I was ever nice or one,
Yeah,
as a
you
teenager,
got the worst. You got the worst end of the stick.
right, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she act like she loved me. We got it popping, but again, pause. We got the worst end of the stick. You get your heart broken when you show that you actually like somebody and love somebody when you a teenager. But like the late teens, when I realized like, yeah, girls don't like nice guys, and I became a bona fide jerk. I couldn't keep them off me.
And,
So
and it's funny that same ideology and mentality. We in our late 30s now, and women say they mature, but y'all still do the same goofy shit. You
same,
know what I'm saying?
same
That
shit.
we perfected since high school.
Mm-hmm.
I had two scenarios. One scenario, I was being nice to this one girl that I really wanted to holler at, and Shorty was playing me to the left. And then
Mm-hmm.
I go to a homegirl. I'm like, yo, what's up with your homegirl and shit? Like, why she ain't trying to holler at me? She, you know what I'm saying? Because we got on the bus. I'm trying to holler at. She hollering at. She talking to the bus driver the whole ride. And remember, when we in high school, a bus ride is like damn near 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
kind of conversation you having with this nigga? I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm off your homegirl, son. She whack
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got off her homegirl, her friend hollered at me. Right.
Yeah.
First, that was one scenario. Second scenario, me and my man's on the Ave, and he gonna meet his shorty. She had her friend with her and shit, right? So I'm chilling, and they doing their conversation and all that. And then her friend turn around like, "Yo, why you ain't talking to her?" I'm like, "Cause she ain't talking to me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm standing here being me, and she not acknowledging my presence. So why would I say anything to her?" So as soon as I said that, she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but you ain't say nothing." I'm like, "You gotta acknowledge me first, baby. You
Mm-hmm.
ain't say hi. You ain't say nothing. Like, what's up with you?"
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I put that full court pressure, Shorty was right underneath the arm. You know what I'm saying?
Right
Right.
under the.
You know what
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Gonna be alright. You know what I'm
Right underneath the Old Spice. You heard?
saying? Yeah.
You
Yo, shout out to Sean in the building. Talk about smash and dash. Took it and book it.
know what I'm
As
saying? So again, ladies, if y'all raise the bar, niggas are gonna meet you where you at, son.
yeah.
And a lot of this stuff is internet because I don't run into a lot of women that act and portray these things that's online.
Yeah. Me
Yeah,
too.
you're gonna get some women that's gonna try to like get a meal out of you and da 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 da, but you're not really getting a meal out of me if I already budgeted you. I already had you in my budget. So how
Right.
you getting a meal out of me if I already put you in the budget? It's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm cool spending that bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not hurting me because I put
It's
it in
already,
the budget. You know what I'm saying? It
already.
was going to be spent
Yeah.
anyway. So it's
Yeah.
nothing. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just funny how this life is. And then again, y'all women don't realize, like, I could go to a whole nother country. Like, what you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. Yeah, you could go to another country, but you're gonna stay in a resort.
Facts. And if you leave,
There's gonna be a lot of pictures by the pool, a lot of pictures at the dinner in the resort,
mm-hmm.
and your room and all that. Cool. But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm gonna be right in the middle of downtown with the locals,
Mm-hmm.
being cool. You
Yeah.
can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just play your role, because I could always go to another country and be cool. I'm always be me. I'm always gonna get it. So that's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Going to another country is just gonna make it easier for the kid. So
But
much easier.
but don't. That's not mistaken. We want y'all here too. We
We
want
do
y'all.
want y'all, but
Y'all got.
y'all portraying all this goofiness out there, saturating and just deteriorating these women's mind. Like when a woman says period, that shit just
Yeah.
that shit just turns me off. Son.
Yeah.
Pause. Like, yo, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, and you're supposed to be educated, you're supposed to have a degree. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get we outside and we, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we talking, you know what I'm saying? We talking regular, but once you say period, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna hit it though, but you know what I'm saying? I'm good.
I hate it's giving. I hate when a woman's
Oh my
giving.
God.
It's just giving, and then she
Yo, these
says
are
like,
phrases I don't like. It period, it's giving, I feel. Soon as you say I feel, you already done lost me.
done deal. Yeah, it's a done.
Conversation is over. In my head, you lost. As soon as you say I feel, when we talk about something logical, and then you come around and say, but I feel,
Yeah.
now it's over.
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
Because y'all say that all the time and nobody reprimands you. I do.
Yeah.
As soon as you say I feel, nah, I'm good.
I had an ex
Feelings
that,
is volatile. It's not based on anything.
I had an ex that always would say that, but I feel, but I just told you the logical of what's going on, and you keep hitting me with, but I feel this. So like facts and feelings is two different things. I'm not gonna have a conversation on your feelings. We're gonna talk about these facts. But I feel like you don't want to do this. I'm like, yeah, but the fact of the matter is that I'm here with you and we're doing this and we had this going on. So it's like I don't argue with no woman about her feelings, especially when facts is the facts. So, you know, yo, I felt that I feel
That's a fact, son. I don't waste my time.
yo, I felt that I feel. Oh man, yo, that too funny though. Too funny, ladies. We want y'all, but again, there's some things that it has to change because just like you said, like even when I go downtown, like you know what I'm saying, like I when I go downtown in my area that I live in, right, it's a whole bunch of sexy bad joints. You don't see dudes running down chicks no more. It's just not happening no more. You see a whole lot of chicks all walking bundled up together, and then it's like the dudes over here is like it's like junior high school where you got dudes on this side, women on this side. It's like, yo, what do we came out here for if we not going to interact and you know what I'm saying, get a chance to get it schmacky? But it's just it's a weird thing now. It's very weird. Even when I go to the grocery store, and plenty of times out of now it's like you gotta be cool like you be cool because the energy just be weird and it felt a lot of guys feel like if they approach a woman, bag a woman, now it's on the guy to have to do all the interacting. Like it's nothing worse when you're trying to get to know somebody and you're bringing up all the subjects. Like you ever have a conversation with a woman and you're bringing up all the subjects of the conversation, she is not adding nothing to the conversation. So it's like, damn, she must not really be feeling me. So all right, cool, you don't call her no more. She hit you like, yo, why you stop calling me? Because like when we talk, like I don't get the energy. Like, but I really like you. How am I supposed to
Okay.
know if you don't give me that back and forth? You know what I'm saying? Like,
A lot
so.
of women get instant gratification by curving a dude, and it's like, but you still going home alone. You know what I'm saying? They always with the instant gratification, and then also men is just it's just I call it holler fatigue. Like niggas is tired of hollering, son.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, you just get tired of doing it, son. If you've been doing this since junior high school, after a while, it's like I already know where this gonna go. Like I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta be funny, I gotta be entertaining, I gotta be mysterious. Like nah, son. Like I'm tired, dude. You entertain me. Like I came up to you, holla at you, got your number. Now I have to now constantly bring up the conversation. I gotta do this, I gotta do this, that, and the third. I still gotta take you out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last phrase I don't like is soft girl era. I don't know what the fuck that means. It's
Yeah.
the most goofiest term ever. Because it means if you break down era, that means it has a time, a beginning and an end.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what
Yeah.
happens after that?
Uh-huh.
Y'all don't think about that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all using words and syntax and sentences and y'all don't put it together correctly. So what does error mean? So after soft girl error, that's what? That's it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some sloppy joint after?
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then these women that be I love the fact that y'all in your workout bag and y'all working out,
But
but
they not.
my mentality is like once I put the baby in you, are you gonna still continue working out after you drop my seed? Because it's cool when you're doing it before, but what's it after the fact?
There's a lot of women out here that's rocking workout clothes, but no workout regimen.
And you already know how I feel about women that come out with black leggings. That's a dub for me. It's over for me.
Ever since Glorilla said women
But
wear.
I'm sorry, y'all women, Glorilla killed it for y'all.
He,
Because before it was cool, but when
yeah.
she said that disgusting notion and none of y'all women checked her, I feel as though y'all all do that. My bad. I just said I feel, but
And for those who don't know, the rapper Glorilla said women wear black underwear and leggings to hide the doodle stains in their drawers.
my thing was my thing was that these women didn't fucking check her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Didn't check her at all. So it's like, y'all condone this goofiness. So I'm not, nah, I'm good.
And she just had work done too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. She just had work done. But yeah, so let's move on. You know what I'm saying? We already made our point on that. Um a California woman is sentenced to community service after stabbing her boyfriend to death 108 times.
Wait, read that again?
Yes.
It was
Cal-
a sugar daddy in my ear. Pause. I ain't hear that correctly.
Got to get the Tootsie Roll Pop pause.
Yeah, I got, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so a California woman is sentenced to community service after stabbing her boyfriend 108 times to death.
How the fuck did you get community service for murder?
I don't even think you could get community service, only community service on what they call that, self-defense. Is either you get off or you're guilty. You know what I'm saying? So
It's that they said it in the chat perfectly. It's female privilege. You know what I'm saying? They want equality when it only benefits them. When it doesn't benefit them, now it's an issue. It's a perfect example of female privilege. You know what I'm saying? Because she could be like, oh, he was abusive and da 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 da. But why would you stay with an abusive man? The first time he hit you and raised his hand on you, supposed to be up out of there.
mm-hmm. But don't ask me how I know. If you stab somebody 108 times, it's passionate, it's up close and personal, and is basically like overkill. Like stabbing somebody 108 times is not self-defense. And if it was self-defense, you don't, like I said, you won't get community service. Is either it was self-defense, means you go home, or you're gonna do time.
What was the ethnic background of the two involved?
They did not. They did not say. They did not say. They did not say.
Not saying that it,
It does play a part, though.
it definitely does play a major part. That's why I
It
asked.
does matter. But they
Definitely does matter. Again, this is female privilege at its all-time high, and it's always a scapegoat for women. And they don't, again, y'all don't accept accountability. Nobody's telling you to stay with an abusive man. Y'all choose to stay with an abusive man. Why would you do that? I understand some men are very meticulous in hiding their true intent. Yes, I get that. But the moment that you see the red flags, you don't wait around
right.
and you dip up out of there. So what kind of excuse could there have possibly been? Oh, he was beating me for mad years, I couldn't take it no more, huh?
Yeah, to hold it down. Yeah,
So
facts.
you stay with an abusive man for 6 years? Like, that don't even make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the logic in that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, that's
that's
crazy to me.
that's crazy. All right, so moving on, streamer Aiden Ross was having a conversation, I believe, with not Drewski. He was having a conversation with DJ. What's dude on Joe Budden's podcast? DJ. Not his podcast, but he had a show with DJ Buttons way back. Uh, what's the dude name? Heavy set dude that be engulfed in the Chicago beefs.
Oh, you talking about academics?
Academic, DJ Academics. So he was having a conversation with the streamer Aiden Ross, and he speaks about his time having sex with Sexy Red. And so Sexy Red responds saying that you paid me to take your virginity, and I did just that. Next.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so he was I guess he was like, I don't want to say bragging, but he was like talking about his time of him, having sex with Sexy Red.
Who, Aiden Ross?
Yeah. So, she puts out, says, yo, you paid me to take your virginity, and I did that. So next, like, so what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? So, but he was speaking on it as if like, he done like, gamed out her drawers. You know what I'm saying? When he paid for that, and and he was virgin at the time on top of that, pause. So she like, it was no big deal to her for her to do that.
Again, like, we live in we said it up many times. We live in an era, in the age of spin. So to keep ratings, keep people interested in you, and you know what I'm saying, you want to create salacious material. Like, I'm gonna go on a whim and be like, this could be some far-fetched story. Like, yo, I'm gonna pay you a little bit bread. We're gonna go on live and pretend that, you know what I'm saying? I was quote unquote virgin, because he's been known to be a top level streamer for a
For a
number of
minute.
years now.
Yeah, yeah, like
So
two
you ain't huh?
like 2-3 years now.
So you ain't getting no cool this whole time. You've been just virgining out this whole time.
It's not to me, that's not far-fetched, and with the new era of the young guys coming up.
Well, my thing is, if you could pay Sexy Red to sit up on it, you could pay anybody to sit up on it. You know what I'm saying? And you got hella bread to do it. You feel me?
True, but the name Sexy Red carries a different
Right.
type of,
So
yeah.
that's why I say that this could be a ploy to be like, oh, we're gonna run this little game and be like, yo, you took my virginity, and we could just whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
if all right, let's just say that's far fetched and not even the scenario. And you did pay her to take your virginity. Why even talk about it? That
But
goes to show you don't got no real material to to bring on your podcast, on your streaming. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have did the dude, paid her, y'all did it, all right, cool. And then when you go on your stream, y'all talking about a whole different type of topic. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it came up on their show, and then he had mentioned it. That's how that came up. So,
How
um,
did it come up? Somebody brought it up,
yeah,
or
somebody brought it up, and then he had made mention of it. Um, but like you got a lot of guys like just telling it. I mean, me personally, guys do tell other guys that we smashed this particular girl, right? And mainly because, like, guys, we don't want to smash the same girl. So we were like, yo, bro, I took that, you know what I'm saying? I took that down. You know what I'm saying? Oh, all right, cool. So I'm going to move on to the next girl. So we don't overlap on chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like, for like guys, we think it's corny to sleep with the same girl. Like, if me, you, and like 8 of our mans all slept with Holly Berry, and be like, oh yeah, I slept with Holly Berry, but how much weight would that hold if me, you, and another 6 or 8 of our men slept with her? It wouldn't hold the same weight. You feel what I'm saying? But if I hit Holly Berry and you didn't hit Holly Berry and nobody that we know hit Holly Berry, then it's gonna mean that much more to me. You feel what I'm saying? So it somehow it came up in a conversation, and you know,
and that goes to show you that, to your point, I'm gonna add to it. Like, yeah, we tell our men like, oh, we slept with this joint and that joint, whatever, right? But we don't tell all our men. You know what I'm saying?
correct.
You know,
Yes.
there's certain
Correct.
tiers of
Correct.
niggas that
Correct.
you can tell and
Yeah.
be like, all right, oh yeah, you know what? All right, no pressure. But then there's other niggas that's gonna feel some type of way, and when men deal with their feelings, it's a whole different scenario,
Facts.
especially when it comes to women that you hit or I done hit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I'm gonna tell my inner circle of close knit bros.
Yeah.
Oh, I hit whatever.
Yeah. 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 Facts.
But I'm
Facts.
not telling the whole broader spectrum of my
Facts.
bros because it's levels to this joint. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
again, it seems kind of weird if if he told one of his bros that I hit Sexy Red, which is not an accomplishment anyway. I would never smash her. But anyway, you tell
Me
one
too.
of your bros, and then
Oh,
you on the stream, live stream at that, and then he come out and say it, like, now you gotta check him. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Right. You're right.
Like,
Like men, we don't get on the loudspeaker and be like, "Yo, I slept with this, that, and the third." Yeah, you're right. In our inner circle, we speak on it, and then we move forward, right? And then, like, all right, so there was a situation where one particular dude wasn't in my inner circle, but we was all on a bus or whatever. This particular story is in college. We're on a bus going back to Brooklyn, and he's like on this girl, like, yo, bro, like, yo, you gotta put me on her, bro, like, you know, all the chicks. And I'm like, and I try to hit him with the Martin and Phase on Love, and you know what I'm saying, in that movie, like, yo, you a good man. You make a living out of your truck. Like, you don't want to mess with her, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to deal with her, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you like her, but you don't want to deal with her. You know what I'm saying? I done had my way with her. You know what I'm saying? One of my other mans done had his way with her. Like, you don't want to deal with her. He's like, yo, but she's so beautiful. Like, I could see past all that. I'm like, yo, bro, trust me, you don't. If she deal with me and one of my mans, pause, this is a nigga that I know, right? And we didn't know that happened, right? So imagine the other homies that she moving and shaking with that we obviously don't know, and now you want to wife her. So I had to tell him, I was like, yo, bro, like, you don't want to do that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? She got a reputation, bro. You know what
but
I mean?
see, nigga feelings got involved, was like, it wasn't really trying to hear and trying to save face. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the scary thing about this shit. It's like, bro, if I'm telling you something in confidence as my bro, as my man's, I expect you to hold it down. You know what I'm saying? Now
Uh-huh.
you doing our live stream and you just blurt it out, and now I gotta like, oh yeah, you know, I did that, and yeah, I mean, it looks crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
again, smashing Sexy Red is not no top tier punani. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's not. But you smash, you still hit it though. So you know what I'm saying? Put down your notch, but you gotta check your mans, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Aiden Ross, you gotta check your mans on that. Cause if he amends, he's supposed to know the rules and the code and parameters. Kid. You don't if I'm telling you something while we having a steak and some wine, we having a chop up, that's between us. I'm not telling you while we having a podcast session, nigga.
Right.
You know
and then when you speak on it, you lose all credibility. You lose all credibility. I remember when I was 18 years old, I worked at this company, and me and one of the bros became real like solid. Like we was tight, bro. Pause. He's a year older than me, right? So you know how you know how your brother do. You know what I'm saying? So I got active with one of the girls, right? I told him, because he's the bro. Like yo, shorty right there, done deal. You know what I'm saying? Signed, sealed, and delivered. He was like, oh, word? I said, yeah, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, keep that, on the low. I'm keeping that between me and the bro. You know what I'm saying? She comes back the next day talking about, oh, you got a big mouth. I'm like, yo, what you talking about? No one out of told this nigga. But he the only nigga I told.
So you know where it came from.
I know where it came from. So she was like, you told such and such that da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, with the big Kool-Aid smile, nah, I ain't telling him nothing. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? This is 18, so my poker face was garbage. So I'm like, nah, what you talking about, y'all? Like, what you mean? Like, so she was like, nah, you told him, blah, 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 right? So I'm like, this nigga older than me. So when I sat back and thought about it, I said, oh, you like her. But even if you liked her, why would you go back and tell her what I told you? So he lost credibility. He lost super credibility. So, it's a weird thing, this man, women stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we can't tell our bros, it's like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So
it's levels. It's a pecking order to this. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody could be top tier level fishermen out here. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And I'll be 100 with mine. Like, for all the chicks I holla at, I don't get all of them. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of the game. That's the game we play. You know what I'm saying? You don't get all the females, but you get a majority of them. You know what I'm saying?
Especially the bad ones. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret, fellas. The badder the chick, the more freaky she is, and the quicker she down to get it popping. The quicker, the badder she is. I know most guys, the badder they see a woman, they be like, yeah, she the least to go because she get approached all the time. No, the badder the woman is, she don't get approached like that. Super bad chicks don't get approached like that. It be like the medium ugly girls that got the real nice body that get approached all the time. You feel more comfortable talking to that girl because she kind of like medium ugly. She not ugly, but she can be cute depending on what she wear. But that bunky is crazy, that body crazy. But the girls who are super bad, down to go every single time. All right, moving on. Uh, moving on. NFL free agency is up and it's stuck. So you got some new players on some new teams, and I'm kind of upset because this is borderline fucking cheating. I'm cursing, and this is borderline cheating. All right, so we got Russell Wilson going to the Steelers. That's not cheating. He should have went to the Giants. That was a better fit with the coach, Dable. But he's going to the Steelers. That's going to have a better overall team. They went 10-7 last year with horrible, trash quarterback play. Russell Wilson did have a good season last year, but because of the disdain that it was between him and the coach and some of the allowances that he was able to receive as a star quarterback, which created that divide between him and his teammates, made it seem like he was having a bad year last year. So now he's the Steelers' new quarterback this year. What do you think about that?
So a lot of these trades is actually gonna make me want to watch football again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Dead ass. But you got, like you said, you got whatchamacallit, Russell Wilson at the Steelers. You got Derrick Henry on
Yeah,
the on
I was
the
about
the
to you
Ravens.
jumping the gun, bro. I was about to
You
get to
got
that.
you got
That's cheap. Stay right there for a second. Derrick Henry with the Ravens is fucking cheating, bro. It's cheating, bro.
they gotta win it all for it to be cheating. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be massively entertaining to watch. That's why I'm like, yo, I might watch this season because I want to see this shit. You know what I'm saying? And there was another big trade.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, but I'm just saying that is cheating, bro. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the same backfield is cheating, bro. And then they might get Stephon Diggs from the Bills.
Get these niggas, man. Fuck all that, son. Build that team up, son. Build any team up, son. Make this shit entertaining, son. Fuck that. Get
Cheat.
everybody, son. If you
So
can
the
get everybody for 1 year to make the year popping, that's gonna be the most entertaining year you ever gonna have, son. If they do get Stephon Diggs with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, and you still got the young receiver squad that you got from last season, with the defense, you ain't lose nobody in defense.
now they did. They lost Patrick Queen, the middle linebacker. He's on the Steelers now.
They
He's a
can
big
make some trades to get somebody, you know what I'm saying? There's some people out there they could get, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, he's a big part of their defense. And on top of that, no, that's now Philadelphia is the biggest fucking cheaters.
Yeah, nah, that shit was right there real highly disrespectful. But again, I commend Saquon Barkley for getting his bread because they not trying to pay quarterbacks. They're not trying to pay running backs and shit, and he need his bread. But my thing is like, yo, we play the Eagles at least I think 3 times in the division. Like, yo, what are y'all doing, son? Send that nigga to Arizona or something. Like,
No, but he wasn't traded there. He wasn't traded. He signed there. He was a free agent.
yeah, but he chose that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
fuck it then. Give it to
yeah.
the you know what I'm saying? Stick it to them.
But
If
but
they're
he's but
not trying to.
but he's from Pennsylvania though. You know what I'm saying? So he's basically playing at home.
Yeah. But we in the NFL now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you playing your division rivals. So I would love to see that. You know what I'm saying? That first game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Because
So
Saquon was supposed to the team that had the money and the scheme for him was actually the Houston Texans. Then it was like, nah, he gonna end up with the Cowboys. And then Philly on the last day was like, nah, we got this money for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get you the rock, and we're gonna put you with a plethora of dudes. You're gonna have a good quarterback, and they just signed one of the best free safeties in the game. Like, they cheating, bro. Cheating. They cheating. They trying to make it super hard for my Chiefs to win the three-peat. All right? They trying to make it real hard, pause. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, y'all can squad up all y'all want. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like we coming.
they definitely making this shit entertaining as fuck though. That's for sure, son. That
All
is for sure.
all I'm gonna say is this: if the Chiefs, if we get T Higgins, it's over. It's over because T Higgins demanded a trade. If we get T Higgins, I don't care about none of what they did in free agency. I don't care. I don't care. If we get T Higgins, we winning our third chip. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna say it like that. Also, Josh Jacobs, he went to the Packers, the running back from the Raiders. He went to the Packers, which is a good spot for him because the Packers is a good team and they need basically he's a dual threat running back. So he's a perfect upper echelon running back for that Packer team. Because they're going to take the next step. Also, you had that was a big play. Um, Kirk Cousins signed to the Falcons. So instead of the Falcons bringing in Justin Fields, they brought in Kirk Cousins. Me personally, I want to start this one off. I hated this because Justin Fields has more upside than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is literally one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. His arm talent is atrocious. Atrocious. And he's been probably the most successful free agent quarterback I've ever seen that puts up the most ordinary numbers. His numbers is very average, but his last contract was all guaranteed. Most of this contract is all guaranteed, and he's always played with nice players. Like he's always had a crew. Always. How long did it take Lamar to get Derrick Henry? How long did it take him to get Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham? How long? Pause.
They always look out for the, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, they always look out for that. And then he not even mid, you know what I'm saying? Kirk Cousins is not top tier quarterback. Like, you know what I'm saying? To be
Mm-hmm.
getting the numbers he's getting as pay wise. Like the nigga's low to mid.
Mm-hmm. But
Very low to mid.
but again, you got to look at his cast. So he had Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is arguably top top three, top five receiver in the league. Dalvin Cook. He had a top tier tight end. Before then, he had Diggs. He had the other white kid on Minnesota. I can't remember his name. Thielen. Adam Thielen. He was killing.
But
Kyle.
that goes to show that even with all this top tier talent, you still low to mid. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And then these coaches still feel like you top tier. How?
Mm-hmm.
Has he even passed the first round with any of his teams?
No, you gotta remember when the Vikings went to the very far in the playoffs that year with Stephon Diggs, he wasn't the quarterback. He was hurt. It was Case Keenum.
And he's Asperger. You know what I'm
So
saying?
I, I,
So
and I see.
what's the barometer? What's what's the pecking order for you to shell out this money for this guy? Like, I don't understand why he's in his latter years of his career. You could have went for Justin Fields and, you know what I mean, build a whole franchise. He's young.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You could
but
build
they
a whole franchise around him.
see Atlanta already got top tier pieces.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
so with Justin Fields, who's from the Georgia area, the personality, his upside is way higher than Kirk Cousins.
And
Way
you
higher.
got a better offensive line than fucking Chicago.
Come on. And then, mind you, what people not talking about, Kirk Cousins got his contract mostly guaranteed coming off of Achilles.
Come on, son. It's that privilege, kid. We got to work hard for the little ducats we getting. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
So Kirk Cousins, yo, you talk about killing the game as far as NFL business. Kudos to you. Your agent is popping, but come
Say
on,
that, man.
come on, man. It's crazy. I don't understand if you like. This is why I say you don't have to have the requisite experience to run a team because talent is talent, and if you could judge talent and you've been around the game, then you can build talent. But a lot of these teams don't put the best foot forward, and there's no way you could say you looking at Kirk Cousins and Justin Fields and his potential and say, yeah, I'm gonna take Kirk Cousins. He just came off of Achilles. Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna take him anyway. Like that's crazy. But you know what I mean? But again, this is going to be a wild NFL season. I'm looking forward to the year. especially if my Chiefs get T. Higgins, it's on and popping. It's on and popping. So it is what it is. Yeah. All right, moving on. Moving on to our next segment. This segment is brought to you by Bravo Section, BigBravoSection.com. This next segment is brought to you by BigBravoSection.com. You can tap into BigBravoSection.com and book a session with one of the best photographers in the world, especially if you're in the Miami area. If you're not in the Miami area, you can still book a session and fly out, come to you, and take care of your session. Go to BigBravoSection.com. Got a pity thought for us?
And chat, last episode, Rowan Jack had gave me a couple of words to look up. So I definitely got you right now. So it was, you had mentioned arrest and detain. So first word for Rowan Jack, arrest. So all these words again is from the Black's Law Dictionary. Every man, doesn't matter. You need a Black's Law Dictionary in your library. It's the Bible of all Bibles. You just need to understand that there are legal definitions to the words that we use, and you must know the terms. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So the definition of arrest is to deprive a person of his liberty by legal authority, taking under real or assumed authority custody of another for the purpose of holding or detaining him to answer a criminal charge or civil demand. Now, next word that Rowan Jack asked for was detain. So the definition of detain is to retain as a possession of personal, to arrest, to check, to delay, to hinder, to hold or keep in custody, to retard or to restrain from proceeding, to stay, to stop, to withhold. All right. So those were the words that Rowan Jack asked in the chat from last episode. So next word that I chose randomly is the word state. So state means a people permanently occupying a fixed territory, bond together by common law, habits, and customs in one body politic, exercising through the medium of an organized government, independent sovereignty control of overall persons and things within its boundaries, capable of making war and peace and entering into international relations with other communities of the globe, right? Next word is union, because, we used to be called union states before we were United States, right? So union is an organization of workers for the formed for the purpose of negotiating with employers on matters of wages, seniority, working conditions, fringe benefits, and the like. Also, a league, federation, an unincorporated association of persons for a common purpose as a trade or labor union, a joiner of separate entities. So, in the word state and union, you heard me say the word person, right? So now you need to understand the legal definition of the word person. So, in general use, it it pertains to a human being, a natural person. But this ain't general use. This is the legal definition. So the legal definition uh, is also though by statute term may include labor organizations, partnerships, associations, corporations, legal representatives, trustees, and trustees in bankruptcy or receivers. So a person in a legal sense can be a corporation. So now that means that a person has certain rights as opposed to law. So it's not talking about a natural person. It's talking about persons, which means organizations, labor, partnerships, associations, and corporations. So you must understand that if you see the word person in any legal document, it could pertain to any one of those things. If it doesn't say natural in front of the person, it's not talking about a human being. So you gotta see the technology that they're using when they use person, because it's not really talking about a human being at all. But it's a corporation can be viewed as a person, because you can sue, you can buy and sell as an organization or corporation, you have certain rights as a corporation, but as a human being you have unalienable rights. But if you don't know the separation between the two, or the legalese of how they're using the word, you may get caught in the trap. So the words, the petty thoughts that we have are the words arrest, detain, state, union, and person. So if y'all got any words that y'all want me to look up for next episode, put it in the chat. I'll definitely look it up. And yeah, Rowan Jack's State of the Union. So if you put union and state together, then you can see what State of the Union really means. You know what I'm saying? Has
Yeah.
nothing to do with us. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
upper echelon niggas dealing with upper echelon things so they can get the upper echelon money that got nothing to do with the bottom tier niggas like us. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yo, that was dope. So make sure y'all tap into that Black Laws Dictionary. Well, you know I like to say melanated, but that's the actual name of the book.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next segment. That was dope, bro.
Appreciate it.
Moving on to our next segment. Keep the lie live.
Keep the lie live.
The lie live. So my keep the lie live for this episode is you hear a lot of people that would say our vote doesn't matter. But I'm here to tell you our vote, our leverage is everything. Especially in certain communities that are melanated, we have to learn how to leverage our votes for the things that we need in our communities, because obviously if we're not voting, there is an agenda of having people who are foreigners to come to our country, getting them registered to vote because they're not leaving, they're staying, and for them to feel like they could achieve an American dream, and a part of to be or consider yourself an American and achieve that American dream is voting. But voting as what? So if you make people, there's a reason why the people who are coming over, while they're struggling, there's a reason why they can't get jobs as of yet. Because if you starve people out long enough, and if they're strong enough to persevere physically and mentally, and you offer them a cracker, they're going to be so grateful that you offer them that cracker. And then you offer small opportunity. And then you offer mindset and the thing of the chicken sandwich, where now you captured somebody's mind. So you got the cracker, now you're getting small opportunity, then now you have to vote to achieve the American dream. So when people say our vote doesn't matter, our vote don't matter if we're just voting to vote. But our vote matters if we learn how to leverage our vote and learn how to get something for our vote. Just like you see all the time with companies or old companies that work particularly with factory workers and things like that, when you had things called these entities called Teamsters. Your vote matters. Learning how to leverage your vote. Hey, if you take my vote, what am I going to get for it? If I get your vote, then yo, we're gonna get a new coffee maker in here, because when y'all come in, y'all need fresh coffee, right? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have fresh bagels up in here. We're gonna have a place for y'all to have daycare for your children, and we're gonna give y'all an increase of another $1.75. So we have to apply that same thing to the voting system. We're up in the year of an election. We have a new year coming up of election, and we're still not organized as a people, as a culture, as a melanated uh, uh, bunch of folks, that we haven't come up with things that we needed for our own communities immediately. Immediately. That we need to affect us to change the the trajectory of our finances, of our home life, and the quality of all of that. Because what's the purpose of making $80,000 a year if the cost of living is 75? What is the purpose of that? That makes absolutely no sense. So we have to learn how to leverage our vote for the things that we need because it matters. Anytime they bring a selective group of people into our country, they're basically bringing in replacements because now they realize the people that are here and understand that this is a game that we don't want to vote, that we don't want to be a part of the quote unquote American dream because we realize we don't have to get up and work a 9 to 5 and bust our ass to achieve our dream. We don't even have to be classically educated or formally educated. We don't even have to do that anymore when you have our own president who's not he's not classically trained into politics. He didn't take political science no ways. Our past few presidents has been celebrities outside of Barack Obama who actually did the work as far as becoming president, doing the work in the community. How much community service did Donald Trump do before he get into office? None. So the point that I'm making, I'm not trying to sway people on who to vote for or who not to vote for. Vote for the person who's in your best in your best interest. And us as melanated people, we have to learn how to leverage our vote because it does matter.
No, that's a fact.
Anything to add to that, bro?
That's a fact. It definitely starts in the communities. Definitely starts with your aldermen. Definitely starts with your city officials. It definitely goes to your mayors. Then it goes to the governor. You know what I'm saying? Then it goes to the House elect, and so on and so forth. So if you start building and demanding these people to go into your communities, like it starts with your alderman. Your alderman is your community leader, right?
Mhm.
So you go him and vote somebody that's like, hey, I have an express plan that I want to build this community up, but we need the funds and we need this, that, and the third. And you get with this person and you letting them know, like, hey, in our zip code area, we don't have this and we need that. We need the roads done. We need a better bus system for our schools, for our kids to get to school. So you have the alderman bring that up to the next chain, and then the next person, and then once it gets up to the president, they know like, okay, this part of Florida or this part of Raleigh, North Carolina, or this part of fucking Memphis, Tennessee need this amount of money to build it up and get these jobs going. And that way that we could get proper people to run the buses and proper people to make sure the buses is fixed, people to fix the roads, fix the pipes, and all this other stuff. So now that creates more jobs and more opportunities in that particular district. You know what I'm saying, or that particular community. So now people got jobs. They could pay for their bills. They could pay for their. Now you gonna get the money back because guess what? People are happy to pay their bills because they got a job and they got something to look forward to. So yes, I understand. I definitely agree with you. Like we gotta leverage our vote because it's like we're not voting with a purpose. There's no purpose behind it, and it starts with the community first. Starts with people definitely going to these town hall meetings. You know what I'm saying? Going to these meetings and see what they're talking about, see what agenda they're bringing to the table because it's a trickle down effect. It comes down, then they bring it to the lower level, and then it goes back up. So now when it goes back up, and there's not a lot of people saying yay or nay to this certain type of scenario, they're just gonna roll with it. But if they see there's some pushback, then they'll be like, okay, why is there pushback? Well, we're giving you pushback because you want this to happen, but I need this to happen.
But to add on to what you're saying, it's not that I want this to happen. You're here. You're in this position because we voted you in because you said this is what you would do. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole hook of the leverage of the vote. You're in this position because of us. and the requirement to get my vote or to get our vote, you said you was going to do this. So we don't want to hear that. You know, we don't want to hear nothing about this not getting done. This was
Mhm.
a requirement of you having your job.
Okay, so now with that point being said, okay, the problem what I have with that is once you get into office, what is the ramifications that will happen if you don't do it? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
There is none.
Well, the ramifications is that you're not going to have the support that you need to get the other things that you want done in the community. You're
But
going
you're
to
already in office, so you're gonna finagle and get what you in office for the 4 years or 5 years or whatever if
true,
it's
but
president, mayor, governor, you in now.
true, but then you develop a horrible reputation for not keeping your word. So you advancing your career is you're not advancing after this. You're going to be
You don't think Mayor Adams is gonna go on to be something else somewhere else,
if he
even
doesn't
though
keep.
he's fucking up the city?
Right, but he's fucking up the city with no ramifications. He wasn't. Nobody said, "Yo, when we give you this position, Mayor Adams, you got to do this, this, that, and the third." That wasn't his terms. So he could. He got carte blanche right now. He just paid a lady over $1,000,003 to clean up all the rats in New York City.
But see, that's my thing. It's like I feel as though like a lot of these politicians don't have no ramification. They could say they could they could when it comes to campaigning, they got the best campaign speech. They got the best whatever chicken sandwich to get you on board, right?
Hmm.
And then they like, yo, I'm gonna promise you this. Once I get in office, we're gonna clean up the city. It's always we're gonna clean up the city. We're gonna do this, that. We're gonna do this, that, and the third, right? Soon as they get in office, there is no ramifications if you don't do what you say you were gonna do.
Not totally, not totally. This is what I mean by voting with leverage and purpose, right? There's ways to create a promissory note. So if they don't achieve what they're supposed to achieve, they no longer get the continued funding. They no longer get the community support. So what that means is they're not going to be successful the next term. They they might as well just move on and move out the way next term until we get somebody in there that's going to do what they say they was going to do with my vote.
Unless we get judges and other people like to hold them accountable with that promissory note, then I could see that happening. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
if nobody's gonna enforce it for the people, because once you're in office, how am I gonna get to you to make you do what you say you're gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that's the thing. It's not on us. It's not on us to be like, yo, you said you was gonna do that. This was already a part of the us choosing you. You wouldn't have got into this position unless we gave you the vote on what we needed done for that particular thing. This is politics. There's ways to write in that in. This is politics. We live in a world where they make up all types of. Bro, we live in a world where the most pressing matter right now is getting rid of TikTok,
But that's what I'm saying. But who's writing these policies? It's not us writing it. It's them.
right? But these policies is not controlled by them, because if these policies was controlled by them in a sense where then they would never get out of office, meaning they wouldn't be able to be impeached, meaning they wouldn't be able to lose their position. So there's ways of of them not, doing what they say they're going to do and getting them out of office. But they have to have the proper time within their term to do what they said that they was going to do. If they don't
But
do what they're going to do, that's a part of them getting up out of office. We don't
But
have
see but that's them writing the laws. It doesn't take 4 years to clean up something if you got access to money. You know what I'm saying? You
correct,
got access to
correct,
stats and statistics and knowing that okay, this district needs this and that. You already have this. This ain't
correct,
1822. You know what I'm saying?
correct,
You got
correct,
all the statistics needed. You got all the AI information needed. You know what I'm saying? You don't need 4 years to clean some shit up. You could get it as soon as you get in office. You feel me? But my
correct.
thing is like once you there's no checks and balances with this shit. That's why the system is fucked up because it's like, yeah,
Pick-
you get in there and you get in this position and you're not doing nada.
Well, see, that's the thing. There's nobody that has been in office at all, even to into today's society, has been voted on with what we're talking about. There's nobody. There has been politicians that say, "Yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to do that," but once they get the position, there was no
It's crickets.
there's no belt to ass to that. But the difference is that we're talking about getting our vote, and this is a part of you getting our vote. And because if you don't get this done, you're out of there. And that creates its own checks and balances, because when you have a promissory note within the politic structure and the political structure, they will get you up out of here. We see it all the time where they pick and choose which president they want to get up out of there, which mayor they want to get up out of there, which governor that they want to get up out of there. So there is checks and balances, but none of the people that came before us was under this type of scrutiny, was under this type of say, yo, if you want my vote or want the whole melanation vote to the whole melanation vote to get you to get in here, this is what you have to do within the terms. And if you don't, you no longer get our support. You're going to get up out of here. We're going to get somebody else in here that's a part of what we're trying to do.
It's just like that Mayor Henyard I was telling you about in that small county in Chicago, and not Chicago, in Illinois. There's wild evidence of her doing fraudulent activity where the feds can come in and take her out. Not like take her out, but remove her from office and bring charges up on her. Guess what? She's still mayor. You know what I'm saying? So the checks and balances that's already there, these niggas is not doing, because guess what? They're doing fraud too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really nobody for us, quote unquote, the people, if we have to rely on the same people that y'all are cool with when y'all get in office to not do the investigation. You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta right now, it's the mayor, it's the fucking it's the top prosecutor that brought charges up against Trump, right? Who also brought charges up against Young Thug and all that other stuff. Guess what? Her top lawyer, she was sleeping with the nigga.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Conflict of interest. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But look how long it took them to bring that to light. And she been sleeping with the nigga for like more than 2 years.
I agree with you with that, but none of these people are in office right now based on the system and the foundation that we're talking about. Not one.
Because there's nobody going to check them, because the same people we're going to have check them are in part and parcel with the game. You know what I'm saying? Even if we write a promissory note, who's going to enforce it?
Yes and no, because when they want somebody out of there, they got
them. Yeah, because they doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing it for us. They doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So even if we write a promissory note, who's going to enforce it for us?
Within the promissory note, it enforces itself. That's why I'm saying we don't have to check on to be like, yo, make sure you get this done. If you don't get this done after a certain point in time, again, you up out of there, or you lose our support, you lose our move around within the community. You can't get nothing done. That's just how it is. With the
I don't see it. I don't really see it, because who's enforcing it? Because even if you write the promissory note, a judge, if the judge is in their pocket, yeah, they could sign off on it. But if they're already getting paid by them, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to enforce it?
I see it. I definitely
don't.
Because I get the point that you're making, but we're using, like, you're coming up with examples that none of these people have promissory notes.
So who has promissory notes right now?
They just get
moving forward.
They just getting elected. But if we do that moving forward, based on the positioning of receiving our vote, then it will hold up based on them being negligent. If they're not being negligent, then obviously they're always going to find a way to finagle something. But again, when somebody gets into politics, the point of politics is to get in it forever. There's nobody that gets into politics that wants one position and to get up out of the position. That defeats the purpose of getting into politics. The whole purpose of getting into politics is to gain power. And the way to gain power is to stay in power. If you get in for 3 or 4 years, regardless if you're a president, mayor or governor or alderman, if you only get in there for a certain amount of time, it doesn't further your cause. To be an alderman, you don't get in there to be an alderman. You get in there to be a mayor or a governor. So you lose the support, and you can't continue to move about within the politic world of being in position to make decisions for the people. That matters. That matters.
I still don't see it though, because
Okay.
you still got people that got to enforce it, and if them same people that's going to enforce it have never been for us, who's gonna enforce it?
But that's what I said it like 3 times. The promissory note enforces it itself.
Right, but if they're not going against, if they're not following the paperwork, regardless when they get in there.
But see, we don't know that if we never been in that system. We've never had a promissory note situation, so we can't say, well, I got a better plan. If they get in there and start freestyling, like we can't judge something that we've never done before. We
Yeah,
can't.
well, if it happens, I want to see it, but that's if it even happens, because I don't vote. You know what I'm saying? Because I already know the game, how it is. The vote never matters.
And that goes to the point of making our vote matter. You see what I'm saying? And moving forward, this is the only way that our vote can mean something. Because now if our vote don't mean nothing, so we basically become second class citizens in our own country if they bringing in people that's not from our country and they giving them access to everything. They're already giving them access to better housing in New York. They're already getting access to jobs that's coming down the pipeline because they trying to unclog the pipeline, like you know what I'm saying, keep it real records or something like that. They trying to unclog the pipeline for these people, and a part of that is making them become a part of the American dream, giving them tax ID numbers to work with, allowing them to file taxes, allowing them to be real citizens within our country to replace the people that don't want to participate in the system that we could take advantage of.
Right, we gotta take advantage of it, but we don't know our place in playing the system because we was never taught how to really play the game within the system, because we're not supposed to be citizens. You having natural born people in this country that go date back way before these people. You being a citizen is the wrong title you're supposed to have. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Indigenous does not mean citizen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fact. That's fact.
But we was never taught none of this. We was taught, oh, being a citizen and come to this country, have a passport, have an ID. None of that shit matters if you're using your God-given unalienable rights to enforce what you're saying, enforce it the right way, because you have the actual power of the land behind you. We don't have no power as citizens.
What you just said is something that we both learned per our research. This is not something we learned in school. So,
Right.
if we got that information, we could get the other information. We're smart enough to figure this shit out.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. So what I'm saying is, it's that what you're saying about the promissory note, but the power behind enforcing it is us being in our proper square. It's us being in our proper state. You know what I'm saying? We're not in our proper state. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because you in our land doing business on our land and you not cutting us a check.
Mm-hmm.
That's like me doing business in your crib, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm using your second room and I'm not paying you no bread.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what's gonna happen? Either we gotta have a sit down to renegotiate, or what? You gonna kick me out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, you owe me this amount of money. Where's the bread at?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my fault. I'm supposed to pay you because I came here to do business on your shit and I ain't pay you. You
Right.
right. That's my bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now if I'm not paying you no bread and I'm making money, you see me, oh, I ain't got no money.
Mm-hmm.
I see you with money, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Where my bread at?
I know a nigga shining. I smell it.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, okay, you supposed to pay me. We got all these corporations doing business on our land and not cutting us no bread. Where's the bread?
Mm-hmm.
Then now I could do I could put the nigga that I want in office.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's nothing for them to take a donation for their shit, right?
Right.
Because all it takes is 50,000 to have a sit down with any of these niggas.
Right. Right. It doesn't cost much. I mean, in the eyes to the everyday person. Let me rephrase that.
No, but what I'm saying with what we learned over the years,
right.
to put $50,000 donation in they joint, that we could turn around and get that money back through, because we're doing through our business, right? Mm-hmm. You know the money coming back, so it don't matter if I give you 50 racks. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I needed 50 racks so I could get in. Mm-hmm. Now, once I'm in and I'm sitting down in your office, you won't take me serious. Like, yo, bro, our community is fucked up. You need to do this, that, and the third. These people voted you in to do this. You're not doing it. So what's up? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, my fault. You right. I'm going to get on it right now. Mm-hmm. Just like in that episode in The Wire, when the white dude,
that episode,
when he got in the office and he was like, oh, yeah, there's a pothole that needs to be patched up. And the niggas like, oh, which pothole?
Yeah, he got off the phone. He got off
the phone, but he ain't expressed which pothole. Then you see all the niggas running around all throughout the city just fixing potholes. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, there's a water leak with the fire with the hydrant. There's like, which one? So niggas, all the city niggas just running around, fixing everything all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all it takes is some bread. Have that sit down, bro. Let's get you right. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you elevate. Next time is governor. Mm-hmm. Now, once I send you that other 50, now you can do better for my whole state. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, get rid of African American studies, because we're not African. Mm-hmm. I need American studies. Mm-hmm. Bring all the history about the Chickasaw, the Muskogee, the Apache, the Arawak, Taino. That's the history I need. Right. Y'all got the shit. It's in the Library of Congress. Y'all got the history already. That's one thing about these beasts that they do. They codify, catalog, and put everything in boxes. Right. I respect that part. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that y'all supposed to not to do, burn everything, y'all don't do it. Right. I'll give you credit on that. So now it's time to really pull that shit out and showcase what's really going on. So that way we can move better, because people still worried about some reparations that's never going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Y'all worried about something that they never going to do because we don't understand the game. Mm-hmm. It's not because we don't want reparations. If you understand the game, you would never ask for reparations. Correct. You feel me? Right. Why would you take a one-time check when you could get a check every month for the rest of your life? Which one would you choose?
Well, obviously, if that's the option, you see what I'm saying?
But that's part of knowing the game. Mm-hmm. They're gonna hold you with the chicken saying, yeah, I'm gonna give you reparations. I'm gonna give you 10 bands. Not knowing that shit, if you was over here, you would get 10 bands a month. Mm-hmm. Forever. You know what I'm saying? Because they got their accounts already. They got the bread sitting there. That's why the country is in debt, because they can't use none of that money. But we was never taught how to tap into those accounts. We was never taught how to get into our trust. We was never taught none of these shits. Mm-hmm. It would make the country way better. It would. Because now I'm getting $10,000 a month every month, and I have an idea that they don't have. Mm-hmm. Now I could go into the city. I see a dilapidated building. It's not being used, and guess what? It's running up on taxes. Now I take over that building, pay the taxes off. Guess what? That helps the city. Mm-hmm. Now I turn around, find some people to work the building, right? Mm-hmm. Now that helps that company out, that construction company, because now they could pay their workers because they got a job.
My bad.
So now the building I just took over, now it's running. Now I need what? I need water. I need the water to be running. I need electricity in there. So that's utilities. Now that's going to the city. That's a new building that they weren't getting money from. Now they're getting money from, because I have an idea that they don't have. All because of the way we were not taught, right? Now I know how we're supposed to be taught. I have a business. Now I can use that true knowledge we're supposed to use. Because if you look at the dollar bill, it's two systems. It's the pyramid, which is our shit, and it's the eagle, which is their shit, but it's on $1 bill. Mm-hmm. So it's two separate governments in one. So we're supposed to know which one we at. We in the higher force because of the pyramid. That's our shit. We already know that's our shit.
Mm-hmm.
The ego, that's their shit. You know what I'm saying? But we all here one land doing business. That's all this shit is. It's all about doing business. But if I'm never taught about how to properly do business, how to properly file taxes, never under my name no more, but under my business. You know how many tax write-offs, and you can attest to this. You know what I'm saying? We have these conversations all the time. How many tax write-offs we get? Guess what? That's money going back to them.
But see, this is the question you have to ask, right? Mm-hmm. We learn all this through our research, right? Learning life, the microcosm, the macrocosm. So they know this.
Mm-hmm.
So why keep it the way it is?
Because ignorance of the law is no excuse. Just because I know it's fucked up. I know it is. But because we don't know, that's not an excuse to
no,
not.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the system in itself. If they know for a fact, if we tapped into our trust, and it will make for a better world financially.
Mm-hmm.
In game on why they don't do this. The point that I'm getting at. You see what I'm saying?
Well, all right. For that, it's gonna go a little bit into spookism, right? But remember, the last episode was oath for office, right? That I had used. They took an oath to not speak about it.
That's the point I'm getting to, right? So, like, cause it was a I already know the answer to that, but it was a point that I wanted you to get at, cause you had what you had broke down as far as us tapping into our trust, and it will make for a better economy system, right? There's a reason why, in their mind, the bigger picture is for us to not tap into our system, because they want to continue to push the guidelines of the haves and the have-nots.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end game, because at the end of the day, the system always wins. It's like the Terminator. The system always wins. No matter who you send back in time to fight off the T-1000 or the new version of the T-1000, and we win this war, or we win this battle, the war is still a much longer and wider fight, because most people don't even is not even understanding what we're talking about on this level. So imagine all the information on the back crux of what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Now, so on top of that, right? So imagine the people that we put in office, right? Blah 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 blah. They're there. Imagine now they found out that they didn't even have to do that route. They could have learned this shit. But guess what? It's too late. You already done took the oath, so now you can't go back. You know what I'm saying? So what? After a while, that kind of builds up some type of resentment inside of you. You know what I'm saying? So now you want to do fucked up shit. It's like, oh, since I ain't get this knowledge and shit, I'm gonna make sure they don't get it.
But see,
now they just sit back and let you be cool.
And because there's a vested interest on keeping us away from it, because we have less people that's being a traditional American dream, meaning we don't have as much people in college as we used to, because people realize you don't have to go into debt to become the thing that you want to become. We're not traditionally working for companies anymore. So again, that's why I made sure that you made the point of why the is. You get what I'm saying? Instead of what could be, because they know what the could be is, but they trying to push the wider gap to the haves and the have-nots, and it's not just monetary, but it's supposed to be forever. That's why they call it systematic. That's why they call it something that's generational goals. Like I hate that term. Oh, you got generational wealth. All right, so what are you doing with your wealth that's going to change the generation? What are you doing with that? And because there's a whole, if you an athlete, or you're a this person or a money person that makes, uber millions a month, what structure is being created to make the society and the people that could look like me and you and put in position to change the world financially in a place where we're not strip our information from things like social. People don't realize your social security number when you go get a loan. Why do you think they ask you for your social security number? When we're all born, we have a reserve that's already in our name. That's a whole nother conversation. I don't think most people are ready for. Why do you think we file taxes a certain way? Why do you think every year the tax laws change?
Because, not because, yes, because, with the fucking social, when our parents sign the birth certificate, it's not signing the birth certificate because, oh, your dad is your is your dad. He's signing the birth certificate, or my parents signed the birth certificate, not knowing that they signing it over to the state. So now the state becomes the trustee of our account, our estate. You know what I'm saying? So now, as we're growing up, they're building triple the amount of wealth on us while giving us pennies. You know what I'm saying?
By time we become adults, when do most adults open up their first account? So from the age of when we're born all the way up to, let's say, 17, 21, depending on college, depending on, you're trying to open up an account, things like that. So that's at least 16 to 17 years of interest.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make us pay interest on. Y'all not y'all not ready for this conversation. Y'all
That
not.
shit got deep. That's what I'm saying. Like the shit. That's why now, doing all the studies, I understand the game now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not mad at niggas. I'm not mad at certain people. They just playing the game. That's why when you playing the game, you got a deck of cards, right? So now when you got your deck of cards, you can pull out the race card on the deck and fuck niggas heads up, right? Because it's part of the game. Oh, you're black and I'm white and but none of that means shit if we both broke. You know what I'm saying? What does it matter if you're white and I'm black, or melanated, or African, or what does it matter if we both broke and we still got to pay taxes? And then every time we pay, they take the money out my check for taxes, right? Now I get the bread and then I go buy bread. Then they tax me again for buying the bread with the bread that they already taxed. But guess what? They doing the same shit to you, nigga. So it doesn't matter. So when they play the race card, they put it on the deck. That's to further divide us away. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with the real game of life. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no such thing as white and black. You either from a certain tribe or French. Damn sure you're European, my nigga. You're not white. I don't care if you've been in America for 200 years. Where was you at before that? Where was
Hint,
your family at before that? So you European. You know what I'm
hint.
saying? You German, you Russian, you Ukrainian.
Mhm,
You know what I'm saying? They created these things in these forms to further separate us. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
now when you click certain parts of the form, that's where the certain tiers start coming into play. You know what I'm saying?
When the finances start coming into play into race, then that's when it matters. When you give the so-called Indians, casinos and this, that, and the third, but you have American people that was already here.
Before those so-called Indians, because they're not even that's
Correct.
why you know
Correct.
you know why they can only call themselves Native American. They can never call themselves indigenous because we're
Correct.
not that.
Correct. Correct.
So you call yourself Native American, right? And that's only part of the quote unquote five civilized tribes that they say. But those are not the five civilized tribes. Those are the tribes that just couldn't hold on to fight no more.
Correct.
So they just was like, I'm gonna just fuck with these niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? What
Correct.
about the 100 other tribes that was out here warring with them? That would
Correct.
never give up their name and never take on a different name. You know what I'm saying? Muskogee, Arawak, Taino, Muskogee's all up Virginia to North Carolina and shit. And there's some down here as well too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Olmecs. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. Yes.
Arawak, Tainos, all the Caribbeans and shit. You know what I'm saying?
This conversation, we got to table this conversation.
Yeah.
Because this is crazy. It's crazy because some of y'all not ready for this.
My fault. Rowan Jack is funny. He said, so now I can say the N-word.
Yeah.
Nah, don't say it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't get that pass from us.
Yeah, because we live in today's world, the N-word has its own meaning. That's like the flag of the flag, what's the rebel flag they trying to say is for being a rebel. Actually,
it's not.
That symbol was actually our symbol
for a long time.
And then they turned it into that symbol. So, but we don't want that symbol back. So they can have that and be idiots. So but I know you was, cracking jokes. So I know you was cracking jokes. But y'all, we have to end here because we're running out of time. We're literally probably like 2 minutes from things shutting off. I want to thank y'all for tuning in on this Thursday special, for supporting myself, Ashley Lovechild, and my brother Santana, one of the best photographers in the world. Real quick chat, y'all are amazing. Y'all are dope. Thank you for tuning in and for staying involved and chiming in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Shout out to our sponsors, Bravo Section, Button Snaps, OUV Records. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor of the show, you can hit me up on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild, or you can hit my brother up at his Instagram at
Bravo Section _. You already know the deal. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to see y'all again for the Sunday episode at 10:30. Make sure y'all tap into BigBravoSection.com. Make sure y'all tap into my new music, albums, and music that I already have out is on all social. I'm on all music platforms again. Ashley Lovechild. Again, as always, it's love, and we'll see y'all Sunday, 10:30.
Yeah.
1.